Blog Talk Radio.
I'm going to testify.
O Lord, open thou my lips, my lips, my lips, my lips.
Adonai shefatai tiftach, 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 tiftach.
And my mouth shall show forth thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise, thy praise.
Ufi yagit tehillatecha, 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 tehillatecha.
My Lord, open my lips, and my mouth shall declare your praise. Blessed are you, Lord, our God and God of our fathers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, the great, mighty, and awesome God, exalted God who bestows bountiful kindness, who creates all things, who remembers the piety of the patriarchs, and who in love brings the Redeemers to their children's children for the sake of His name. O King, you are a helper, a savior, and a shield. Blessed are you, Lord, shield of Abraham. You are mighty forever, my Lord. You resurrected dead, you are powerful to save. You sustain the living with loving kindness, resurrected dead with great mercy, support the falling, heal the sick, release the bound, and fulfill your trust to those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, mighty one, and who can be compared to you, King, who brings death and restores life and causes deliverance to spring forth? You are trustworthy to revive the dead. Blessed are you, Lord, who revives the dead. We will hallow and adore you as the sweet words of the assembly of the holy seraphim, who thrice repeat, Holy unto you, as it is written by your prophet. And they call one to another and say, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of the hosts. The whole earth is full of His glory. Blessed be the glory of the Lord from its place. And in your holy scriptures it is written thus, the Lord shall reign forever, your God, O Zion, throughout all generations. Praise the Lord. You are holy, and your name is holy, and holy beings praise you daily for all eternity. Blessed are you, Lord, the holy God. You graciously bestow knowledge upon man and teach mortals understanding. Graciously bestow upon us from you wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Blessed are you, Lord, who graciously bestows knowledge. Cause us to return, our Father, to your Torah. Draw us near, our King, to your service, and bring us back to you in wholehearted repentance. Blessed are you, Lord, who desires penitence. Pardon us, our Father, for we have sinned. Forgive us, our King, for we have transgressed. For you are a good and forgiving God. Blessed are you, Lord, gracious one who pardons abundantly. O behold our affliction and wage our battle. Redeem us speedily for the sake of your name. For you, God, are the mighty Redeemer. Blessed are you, Lord, Redeemer of Israel. Heal us, O Lord, and we will be healed. Help us, and we will be saved. For you are our praise. Grant complete cure and healing to all our wounds. For you, Almighty King, are a faithful and merciful healer. Blessed are you, Lord, who heals the sick of His people, Israel. Bless for us, Lord our God, this year, and all the varieties of His produce for good, and bestow blessing upon the face of the earth. Satisfy us from your bounty, and bless our year like other good years for blessing. For you are a generous God who bestows goodness and blesses the years. Blessed are you, Lord, who blesses the years. Sound the great shofar for our freedom. Raise a banner to gather our exiles, and bring us together from the four corners of the earth into our land. Blessed are you, Lord, who gathers the dispersed of His people, Israel. Restore our judges as in former times, and our counselors as of yore. Remove from us sorrow and sighing, and reign over us. You alone, O Lord, with kindness and compassion, with righteousness and justice. Blessed are you, Lord, King, who loves righteousness and justice. Let there be no hope for reformers, and may all the heretics and all the wicked instantly perish. May all the enemies of your people be speedily extirpated, and may you swiftly uproot, break, crush, and subdue the reign of wickedness speedily in our days. Blessed are you, Lord, who crushes enemies and subdues the wicked. May your mercies be aroused, Lord our God, upon the righteous, upon the pious, upon the elders of your people, the house of Israel, upon the remnant of their sages, upon the righteous proselytes, and upon us. Grant ample reward to all who truly trust in your name and place our lot among them. May we never be disgraced, for we have put our trust in you. Blessed are you, Lord, the support and security of the righteous. Return in mercy to Jerusalem, your city, and dwell therein as you have promised. Speedily establish therein the throne of David, your servant, and rebuild it soon in our days as an everlasting edifice. Blessed are you, Lord, who rebuilds Jerusalem. Speedily cause the sign of David, your servant, to flourish, and increase his power by your salvation, for we hope for your salvation all day. Blessed are you, Lord, who causes the power of salvation to flourish. Hear our words, Lord, our God, merciful Father. Have compassion upon us, and accept our prayers in mercy and favor. For you are God who hears prayers and supplications. Do not turn us away empty-handed from you, our King, for you hear the prayer of everyone. Blessed are you, Lord, who hears prayer. Look with favor, Lord our God, on your people Israel, and take heed to their prayer. Restore the service to your sanctuary, and accept with love and favor Israel's fire offerings and prayer. And may the service of your people Israel always find favor. May our eyes behold your return to Zion in mercy. Blessed are you, Lord, who restores his divine presence to Zion. We thankfully acknowledge that you are the Lord, our God, and God of our fathers forever. You are the strength of our life, the shield of our salvation in every generation. We will give thanks to you and recount your praise evening, morning, and noon. For our lives which are committed into your hand, for our souls which are entrusted to you, for your miracles which are with us daily, and for your continual wonders and beneficences. You are the beneficent one, for your mercies never cease, the merciful one, for your kindness never ends, for we always place our hope in you. And for all these, may your name, our King, be continually blessed, exalted and extolled forever and all time. And all living things shall forever thank you and praise your great name eternally. For you are good. God, you are everlasting salvation and help, all benevolent. God, blessed are you, Lord, beneficent is your name, and to you it is fitting to offer thanks. Bestow peace, goodness, and blessing, life, graciousness, kindness, and mercy upon us and upon all your people Israel. Bless us, our Father, and all of us as one, with the light of your countenance. For by the light of your countenance you gave us, Lord our God, the Torah of light and loving kindness, righteousness, blessing, mercy, life, and peace. May it be favorable in your eyes to bless your people Israel at all times and at every moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Lord, who blesses his people Israel with peace. May the word of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. My God, guard my tongue from evil and my lips from speaking deceitfully. Let my soul be silent to those who curse me. Let my soul be as dust to all. Open my heart to your Torah, and let my soul eagerly pursue your commandments. As for all those who plot evil against me, hasten to annul their counsel and frustrate their design. Let them be as chaff before the wind. Let the angel of the Lord thrust them away, that your beloved ones may be delivered. Help with your right hand and answer me. Do it for the sake of your name. Do it for the sake of your right hand. Do it for the sake of your Torah. Do it for the sake of your holiness. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. He who makes peace in this heaven, may he make peace for us and for all Israel, and say amen. May it be your will, Lord our God and God of our fathers, that the best Hamkidash be speedily rebuilt in our days, and grant us portion in your Torah. Amen.
Hear, O Israel, 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 Israel.
Shema Yisrael.
The Lord our God, God,
Adonai Eloheinu, 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 Eloheinu.
is one Lord, 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 Lord.
Adonai Echad, 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 Adonai Echad.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house, and on thy gates, my 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 gates. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn, and thy wine, and thine oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. And then the Lord's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven, that there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit. And lest ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house, and upon thy gates, that your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, in the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon the earth, 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 upon the earth. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a-whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God, your God.
Yes. Shalom, Chaverim. Peace of Yahuwah be the brothers and sisters here on the air in the Irit. Here at Testify Tuesday, the Tuesday podcast. Today's daily psalm by the rivers of Babylon, Psalm 137. But here we have a double portion, 51st and 52nd sabbatical study, Nitzavim and Vayelech. Nitzavim, one standing, 51st sabbatical study. Vayelech, or in modern Hebrew, Vayelech, 52nd. So here, double portion right here. We're in the 7th of the weeks, the special Shabbats, the Shabbatot. The Shabbatot of comfort, special Shabbats. Here we're in the 7th. Like with the harvest season, we have those 7 Shabbats leading up to the harvest time. The first harvest here coming to the harvest at the end of the year. The Feast of Booths, Huts, Pavilions, a.k.a. called the Feast of Tabernacles. Here in the season, reason for the season. Yeah, brothers and sisters, give thanks on the chat, But sometimes when ones and ones get into, back and forth, I think ones need just to reason, try to reason with ones and ones one-on-one, you know what I mean? Especially brethren, try to, at some point, just, send one a text, just, reason directly. Because if it's not really a part of what we're presenting here for the sabbatical study, Shabbat Strong, commenting, either agreeing or even disagreeing, but disagreeing with the content that's being provided. I'm not going to give any instructions to the mods right now, but just look out. If anything, have a direct link with I&I, I&I co-laborers, like if there's a situation that comes up. But just to the chat, feel free, to agree or even disagree or present a question or whatnot. But when it gets into personal kind of dialogue, put that like elsewhere, right here for the sabbatical study. Here we're at the 3rd day, here for the T to T, a.k.a. Testify Tuesday, the 3rd day of the Shavua, and we got work to do, right? Otherwise, we'll have to say, we don't even have to go there. Maybe first just a word to the wise should be sufficient. Yeah.
I'm going to testify. I'm going to testify what Jah has done for I.
So here the evening psalm here for the 3rd day of the Shavua. Yom HaShalishi, Yom, the day, the Shalishi, the third day right here. Gentiles call it Tuesday, but here the standing psalm, the evening psalm here, Psalm 82.
Psalm 82.
Mizmor Pevet, Mizmor Le'asaf,
God standeth in the congregation of the mighty.
Elohim Nitzav Ba'adat El.
Pause right there. Nitzav. You hear? Nitzav, standing. It's very important when we look at the Hebrew and understanding this psalm here. That verse 6 causes some, I don't want to say controversy, but some have wrong opinions, personal opinions that have nothing to do with the true interpretation. I've said you are gods, all of you are children or sons of Elion, of the Most High, of the Highest. Here with Nitzavim, here in the opening verse where it says that God standeth, Nitzav, Badat El, Shema Yisrael. Here,
Psalm 82.
Mizmor Pevet, Mizmor Le'asaf.
God standeth in the congregation of the mighty.
Elohim Nitzav Ba'adat El.
He judgeth among the gods. the gods.
בקרב אלוהים ישפוט. אלוהים,
How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. 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 Inherit all nations.
So right there, Psalm 82, evening psalm for the third day of the Shavua, Mizmor Pei Veit, Mizmor Fei Beit. Psalm 82, LXXXII. The theme of Psalm 82 is corrupt judges arraigned. Corrupt judges. Shoftim, aka Hebraically referred to as the mortal Elohim. I said the mortal Elohim. You know, we've gone into this before, but every time it comes up, it's a good time to go over it again, since education is also, you know, repetition. You know, redundancy is important in getting to learn something, especially something new or something that's not known or was not known previously. So here we have Psalm 82, the Tuesday evening psalm. Here we have a double portion, Nitzavim, modern Hebrew, Nitzavim, Nitzab. Opening verse in Psalm 82, Mizmor le'asaf, a psalm of Asaph, the choirster, Levitical choirster, known as Asaph. Mizmor le'asaf, Elohim, Nitzab, ba'edat el. Elohim, Nitzab, ba'edat el. God standeth in the congregation of God. Now I'm looking right here. You might be looking at the KJV. I'm looking at the Sefer Tehillim, right? And the translation we have here is that Elohim Nitzab. Now Nitzab is often brought out as standeth, right? Standing, standeth. But here's a key note right here, even with this double portion here for Nitzavim, 51st, 52nd sabbatical study, double portion here, Nitzavim-Vayelech. For the first part, 51st, Nitzavim, standeth. Here in Psalm 82, Mizmor Fei Beit, Mizmor Pei Vet, right? We have in the first verse, Elohim Nitzab ba'adat el. Big Areb Elohim Yishpot. In the midst of the judges, he judgeth. Now, I know we don't have it on the screen just yet. I'm going to pull it up, but since we're at the beginning of the podcast and we like to touch on the evening psalm, the daily psalm, some of the basics right here. Here we just zoom in on this briefly. So when it says Elohim, Elohim is the title of Yahuwah, Eloheinu, creator and judge. In two primary ways, the Elohim title is not the name, it's an attributional title. Of course, in the translation of God, or in some context, gods. Elohim Nitzab ba'edat el, standeth. The verb is not the usual one, denoting the opposite of sitting. So now in Hebrew, we have the amad, as prior to what we are bringing forward here, we just had the amida from amad. Amad means to stand. That's the usual word for standing. But now we have nitzab, natsab, the root verb natsab. So here, the verb is not the usual one, denoting the opposite of sitting. Sitting, yashab, sitting, right? So here we have natsab, right? Here pointed Elohim nitzab, standeth Elohim, the heavenly judge, the shofet, ha-shofet, Elohim nitzab, ba'edat. In the adat, the Ada congregation or witness from Aid. Aid is witness. Adat as a congregation, right? By Adat El. El Almighty. So the verb, let's zoom in on the verb because this is connected with Nitzavim. Nitzavim, best translated as one's standing. What's the connection between Psalm 82, verse 1, and the 51st sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong, Nitzavim? Well, it's connected with standeth. Let's touch on the word standeth here. So as we mentioned, that the verb is not the usual one, denoting the opposite of sitting. Because the usual verb for stand in Hebrew is amad, amad. As we have the amida, amida, the standing prayer, amida, amad, stand, right? It conveys here, natzab, as different than amad. It conveys the idea of taking up a position. As I remember the tune, hold your position, Aya. Hold your position, taking a position for what? For a solemn, a set apart, a solemn purpose. As in Deuteronomy chapter 29 and 9, and here, the sabbatical study Shabbat Strong for Nitzavim. Where do we begin? Right, we begin from Deuteronomy Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 9. So the idea is of taking up a position for a solemn purpose. That was here in Deuteronomy 29 of Yisrael, the Bnei Yisrael, the Beta Israel, ratifying Habrit, ratifying the covenant. So the connection, even in the evening Psalm 82, Mizmor Fei Beit, with the 51st sabbatical study is very, very interesting. Nitzavim, but Nitzavim, one standing. I think it's translated in the KJV as ye standeth, but in the Hebrew, I think it's atem Nitzavim, right? Atem, like you all. Ata, you, singular male. Atem, you all males, like all your males. Atem, one man. Ata, atem, Nitzavim. Y'all are the ones standing. So Psalm 82 has a lot to do with this Torah reading and feeding, at least the first part of the double portion here in the season for Nitzavim. And with that, we'd like to kind of ride up with, we have the third day, so we have at least 3 aliyot here to catch up with right here. Here at the third day, we have a double portion. So let's touch on the double portion. The connection here is with the Natzab, as we have it in the first verse of Psalm 82, Mizmor Fei Beit, Elohim Nitzab, Ba'edat El. Elohim standeth in the congregation of El, of the Almighty, of the All-Powerful One, right? In the midst of the judges, Big Areb, Elohim, or in the midst of the gods, I think that's the KJV translation. In the midst of the gods, Big Areb, Elohim, Yishpot. He judgeth, not they judgeth, but Yishpot. He judgeth. Once again, the connection of the Shoftim, the judges, with the title of Elohim. We have in Shemot, or Exodus, called Exodus chapter 21, verse 6, Exodus chapter 22, verses 7 and verse 8, as well as verse 27, for the connection of the Shoftim, the judges, with the title Elohim. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 25, the word Elohim, here as we have in Psalm 82, verse 1, the word, it occurs in a judicial connection. And on the principle from Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 17, that the judgment is Elohim's. Therefore, the men who administer justice, tzedek, we say tzedek, right, like Melchizedek, tzedek, terdof, justice, thou shalt pursue, thou shalt follow. So the men who administer justice are considered to be his agents. And therefore they, the Shoftim, the Shotarim, the judges, the officers of Yisrael, they exercise and they are to exercise a Elohim-like function, because Elohim applies to Yahweh Eloheinu, right? He who be, our Elohim, right? In the senses of in the beginning, Bereshit of Creator, and also in the Hebrew context of judge, right? So therefore, the men who administer justice are considered to be his agents, and they therefore exercise a Elohim function, a judgment function, and as such have his name attached to them, have his name or attributional title, Elohim, Hebraically speaking and according to the scripture, attached to them. Thus, the proper interpretation of Psalm 82, which is seeing corrupt judges arraigned, and in particular Psalm 82, right, verse 6, right, where it says, I've said ye are gods, even this part quoted by Robenu, Yeshua HaNotri, Ani amarti Elohim atem, I've said y'all are Elohim. Ani amarti, Ani, I myself amarti, I said, amarti, Elohim, atem, you all, atem, y'all. See, Elohim atem, b'nei Elyon, and the b'nei, b'nei Elyon, b'nei, and the sons of Elyon, of the highest, the most high, kul lekem, all kem, all of y'all. So the Hebrew, the true context of, the evening psalm, Psalm 82, and here we'll segue once again, as we have here in the notes, the key word here, Nitzav, from Natzav, standeth, right, standeth. Once again, it's not the usual verb, right, denoting the opposite of sitting. The usual word for standeth that denotes the opposite of yashab or sitting is amad. So we have Natzav in Nitzav here, Elohim Nitzaba Edat El, and it conveying the idea of taking up a position for a solemn purpose, as we have in this 51st sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong, Shabbat Parashat Nitzavim, as we have in Deuteronomy Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 29 and 9. And in this context, the B'nai Yisrael, this new generation of Israelites, the B'nai Yisrael, the sons of Israel, are the ones standing, Nitzavim, to ratify Habrit, to ratify the covenant, even the covenant that is made here, right, in Moab, with that generation and this generation here in the narrative of B'nai Yisrael. But once again, right here, let's ride up for this sabbatical study,
this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat Strong. Hear, Shema Yisrael. Hear, give ear. Oh Yisrael. Hear the Rishon. Aliyah. First Aliyah for this Shabbat. Nitzavim. Sabbath, ye stand. Ye are standing. You all are standing. Hear. For the Hebrew first words here, and the first Aliyah, the first up offering, the first reading for this Shabbat. Here, the 51st sabbatical Torah portion, reading and feeding on the annual Rastafari sabbatical studies, and here for this Shabbat Strong, Nitzavim. Here we pick up with the 5th book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that is called Deuteronomy. Here, picking up with chapter 29 here at verse 9 in the Hebrew Masorah, corresponding with verse 10 in the KJV. Here, Shema Yisrael. Here, Gevir, B'Shem Ha'ab, Ha'bein, Ruach HaKadosh, Yahweh Echad. Here. Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulkem Lifnei Yahweh Elohekem Rashekem Shibatekem Zikanekem Wishotarekem Kol Ish Yisrael. Ye, y'all, stand this day, all of you, before Yahweh Jehovah, y'all Elohim, your captains, your heads of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, with all the men, all man of Yisrael. Atem Nitzavim, ye stand. Ye, y'all, stand. Atem Nitzavim, Hayom, this day. Kulkem, all of you. Lifnei Yahuwah, before Jehovah Elohekem, before he who be, y'all Elohim. Rashekem, your captains, your heads, your rases. Rashekem, Shivatekem, of your tribes, Shivatekem, Ziknekem, y'all elders, Wishotarekem, and your officers, Wishotarekem, Kol Ish, all man, Kol Ish, Yisrael, all man of Yisrael, your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of thy wood to the drawer of thy water, that thou shouldest enter into the covenant with Yahweh Eloheka, with Jehovah the I Elohim, and into his oath, which Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, maketh with thee I this day. And Shema Yisrael, here, give ear here for the Shani, the Shani, the second Aliyah, the second reading, the second offering up here for this Shabbat Nitzavim, Sabbath, ye stand, Sabbath, y'all stand. Litma'an Hakim Otika Hayoma Loa Li'am Huwa Yihye Leka Lelohim Kaasher Diber Lak Kaasher Nishba'a La Eboteka Le Abraham Le Yitzhak Le Yaakov. Here for the Sheni, for the second offering, the second reading here for this Shabbat Nitzavim. Here picking up with the fifth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book known and called as Deuteronomy chapter 29, here at verse 12 in the Hebrew, corresponding to verse 13 in the KJV and the English Bibles, that he may establish the I today for a people to himself, and that he may be to the eye a Elohim, true good, true God, as he hath sworn to the eye, and as he hath said to the eye, and as he hath sworn to thy fathers, thy patriarchs, to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Yaakov, le ma'an hakim oteka, hayom aloa le that he may establish thee I today for a people to himself. Wehua yihyeleka lelohim ka asher diber lak, and that he may be to thee a Elohim, true good, true God. Ka'asher nishba'a la avoteka le Abraham le Yitzhak le Yaakov, as he hath said to the eye, and as he hath sworn to thy fathers, thy patriarchs, to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Yaakov. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us, with I and I, this day, before Lifnei Yahuwah Eloheinu, before Jehovah, I and I Elohim, and also with him that is not here with I and I, with us this day,
So here in Devarim, Deuteronomy, we have a covenant, another covenant being made with that generation that Yahweh says is different and distinct from the covenant that was made with their fathers at Har Sinai, at Mount Sinai. So here we have a renewing of the covenant with a new generation. So when we see about covenant, singular sense, overall covenant, all part of one, we could say big covenant, but we have different iterations of the covenant. We have the covenant at Har Sinai, and then we have the covenant right here, right, at Moab, right? And that was in the previous, Torah reading and feeding. We had the previous Torah reading and feeding. So here it goes right here. Here it goes for ones and ones that might say, no, it's all the same thing. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I don't. You show me, prove. Here we have Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 1, which says, these are the words, Devarim, of the covenant HaBarit, the Barit, right, that Yahweh commanded Moshe to make with the Bnei Yisrael, with the sons of Yisrael, in the land of Moab. You see the word? Beside the covenant. Beside the covenant, right, that he made with them in Horeb. So here, these are the words of the covenant that Yahweh commanded Moses to make with the sons of Israel in the land of Moab. Because we have a new generation right here. It's the children of the forefathers, you know, that after the incident of the spies incident, and the 10 that told the Deba, the evil report that spread lies, or according to Yahweh Eloheinu, that slandered, they blasphemed, they slandered, they insulted the land. They insulted the land, right? Yahweh says because they insulted the land, the good land, right? They brought back lies, it discouraged the whole generation, and the generation, you know, they decided to do something democratic, right? And they went with the majority vote, right? And that caused them to almost be destroyed if Moshe did not intercede. So therefore they got a year, right, for a day that the spies spied out the land, right? And all the men of that generation, according to HaTorah, died. They wandered to death in the wilderness. But the good news is that their clothing, their wear and their gear and their kicks did not, wear out. They had good clothing and good shoes. I thought it was very interesting that it focuses on that, since this is important, it seems, to even, Israelites, of that time and even of this time. Right. But the bad news is that they wandered to death and they did not enter into that good land. Right. Because they had, despised it. Right. And this was like the 10th time, those 10 times they had tried and tested and, proved Yahweh Eloheinu. But here we have another covenant being made, and this covenant is being made with the children of that previous generation. Psalm 90 was the theme, the tefillah of Moshe, the Ish Ha-Elohim, right? The man of the Elohim. There's a tefillah of Moshe, right, in Psalm 90, Mizmor Tzadai, where it says, teach us to number our days, right? But it also speaks about, the 70 years. You remember the 70 years, and by virtue of strength, it'd be 80 years. That was not saying that there's a time, like a duration, like a stamp, for 70 or just 80 years. But with that particular generation, right, in Psalm 90, this is where they get it from, in Psalm 90, right, about the 70 and 80 years. It was speaking about that particular generation, because the Psalm 90 means more Adai. Psalm 90 is a tefillah, a prayer of Moshe. So putting even that psalm in the whole 70, 80 years, because, many people believe this is how long are we to live? Well, God says 70 or 80 years. No. That's false. Right? It's a misinterpretation. Right? God didn't even say I won't have 70 or 80 years. No, Moshe is testifying in his prayer, right, to what he witnessed, just as he's testifying here in Devarim or Deuteronomy, right, to what he witnessed and what happened with their fathers, and giving them warnings, directions, instructions. Before he dies, he's giving them these warnings, direction, instruction, right? As the elders says, go to the elders, your fathers and the elders, and ask them. So here Moshe is communicating to this new generation that's on the edge of the wilderness in the land of Moab, right? That's why this verse here in Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 1 is significant, to understand the context of it. These are the words of the covenant, right? The Divrei Habrit that Yahweh commanded Moshe to make with the Bnei Yisrael, with the sons. I emphasize sons there. It says children, and you think, okay, it's on my sons and daughters. No, it's on my sons, right? Sons. Call Yisrael as all Israel, right? The men, the woman, the children, everybody. But here, to whom more is given, or much is given, much is required. With the Bnei Yisrael in the land of Moab, right? In addition to the covenant. So there was another covenant that preceded this, like even before the covenant that was made with the Bnei Yisrael, there was the covenant, right, made with the patriarch, right, or the patriarchs, the Trinity, the three patriarchs, as he identifies himself as Elohim of the Trinity, or the God of the Trinity, the power of the Trinity, with Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he made that covenant with Abraham. And even when the children of Israel are being communicated, right, by Yahweh through Moshe, right, he's explaining it's not for your sake, but for your ancestors' sake, right, your forefathers' sake. And he said, like the Abot, for the patriarch's sake. So when we talk about the fathers, that he made with the fathers, it's not all their personal fathers it's really being mentioned, right? It's really the fathers, of the people, that Yahweh made that covenant with, namely Abraham, Yitzhak, right, and Yaakov. So here we have a series of covenants, right? Some of us, in going through the covenants that were made from such a time to such a time, right, to the Brit Chadasha, right, count 7. Some count 7, but we count 8, right? And the Brit Chadasha would be like the 8th, right? That kind of encompasses all the best and blessed of the previous 7. Be that as it may, here is just an example. Because some would say, well, it's all the same covenant. It was just the old covenant. No. Right? The covenant that was made with the forefathers at Horeb, a.k.a. Sinai, right, is different and distinct, right? It's still based on the same principle, right? That covenant they made with Abraham, right? But it's for that particular generation, right? For that particular generation. Some might even refer to this as, some would say, the Palestinian covenant, right? Which is a false terminology, but even in some of the, Western Gentile, but this was the covenant regarding the land, right? Regarding the land, entering into, we could call the Levant or the Canaan, right? The Canaan covenant, the land covenant right here with this new generation. So let's scroll down here. Here's where we're at right here with this Nitzavim. Now, remember I mentioned verse 9. I did say verse 9. Now, the thing is that in the Hebrew, right, it's actually verse 9. There's a whole versicle, verse over, right? There's a whole verse, a number different, like one verse different, right? When we look at the Hebrew manuscripts, right? Like when we go through the Psalms have the superscription to the chief musician, Psalm of David, upon this or upon that. That part often is not counted in the Western translations of the Bible, like the King James Version, but it's counted when we're looking at the Hebrew manuscript as part of the psalm, and also usually as verse 1. Depends on how long the superscription is. I think like with Psalm 50, was it 51? Is it 51? It's about like 2 or 3 verses, right? So the numbering really goes different than what we used to. But here, not at verse 9. In Hebrew, we verse 9, but in the KJV, it's right here at verse 10. So here it says, ye stand, ye, y'all, you all stand. All right. Remember what we were speaking about the word natsab, as we have in Psalm 82 in the first verse about God standing. All right, natsab. This is the verb right here, natsab, 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 natsab. All right, natsab, to stand. But remember we had mentioned when going over Mizmor Fei Bates, Mizmor Tevet, Psalm 82, verse 1, right, where it reads, Mizmor Le'asaf, Elohim Nitzab, Ba'edat El, B'karev Elohim Yishpot. All right, now the KJV, how the KJV goes, God standing from the congregation of the mighty. Yeah, that's how the KJV says, God standing from the congregation of the mighty. All right. In the Hebrew, it's Elohim Nitzab Ba'edat El. Stands in the congregation of El, the all-powerful one, the Hebraically referring to Yahweh as like the Almighty. So Elohim Nitzab, right? Elohim here referring to the Creator, right? The Judge of Judges, Yahweh Eloheinu Nitzab. He is standing by Edat in the congregation of the Almighty. Like I said, like in the tabernacle, the congregation of the Almighty, right? In his own congregation, an assembly convened by the All-Powerful. How do we know this? We know this because the verb here, nitzab, is in the singular. If we're speaking about, like we would say, like the man Elohim, right? Or the judges and the officers of Yisrael, those responsible for law and order, right, in Yisrael. The verb would have been plural, right? It would have been like Elohim Nitzavim. But what's interesting is that here we have Nitzavim, right? Let's bring up the Hebrew right here, just for ones watching and looking at the screen, the live stream screen right here. Okay, let's go here. These are the first opening words right here. Move that down. Right here. Let's pull that back. Right, this is the first 2 words. Atem, Atem Nitzavim. Atem Nitzavim. Atem, you all. Nitzavim. Atem Nitzavim. You all are standing. You all standing ones. Let's see how some of the other translations translate. The ISV says, all of you are standing today. Atem Nitzavim Hayom. Yes, that's good there. That's correct there. Ye stand. In KJV is correct also there, except ones may not understand that ye don't mean just you, singular, but mean like y'all. Y'all stand. Y'all are standing ones. Atem, you all males. Atem, nitzavim. See, if it was like females, it'll be aten. Aten, not atem. Right? It'd be aten. Right? So atem, right? And also the verb, the ending would change too. But be that as it may, atem nitzavim hayom. Who else has it correct right here? NET says, you are standing today. You, is it you one person or you all? Right? Then they say all of you. Right? They say all of you right there. Okay, I guess that's a way of them bringing it out. And HEB says, you stand this day, all of you, which is it was a kulachem. Kulachem is this word right here, kulachem. You see what we just highlighted right there? Kulachem. Call mean like all, kul, call, kul, kem, right? The suffix, you all males, right? Kulachem, all of y'all, right? So here we have this part of the verse right here. Atem nitzavim hayom kulachem. You all, right, males, nitzavim, standing ones, hayom, the day to imply today, kulachem, all of you. Let's go over here. Let's see if we got this down here. All of you stand today. The WEB brought it out as all of you stand today in the presence of Yahweh, your God, Elohim, your heads. Your heads in the Hebrew, we have your heads, you know, the Rosh Shekem, Rash Shekem, Rosh head, Rash Shekem, right? Your tribes, your elders, your officers. Remember the Torah reading and feeding where it says judges, right? Shoftim, and officers shall you make in all your gates. Shoftim with Shotarim, right? The Shotarim officers, right? So right there, here we have a ratification, right, of the covenant, right, in this verse right here. And once again, the word stand, just to prove our point, stand right here, we have natzab. Natzab is a form of standing that is not the usual word for standing, right? It's the usual word for standing is amad, stand, or the sense of endure, to stand. Amad, right? Like a pillar, amud, right? To stand, to take one stand. So in what sense is natzab distinguished from the other word that's used in Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, for standing? Well, I think this is brought out here. BDB brings it out pretty well. Just go over it briefly. To stand, to take one stand. To stand upright, to be set over, right? Like you are like in a position, right? Set over, established. Nephil, the nephil sense of the dikduk, or the, you know, the grammar here and the verb, it says to stand, to station oneself, to station, right? Stasis, you know, going to the word stasis, the Greek word stasis, station oneself, take one stand. So the word stand and the word station both relate to stasis in the Koine Greek, right? Which means to stand, right? But to stand in what sense? To take one stand, to station oneself, right? To stand, to be stationed. You know, like in a position, what's your station? Station, take up upright position. But now the fourth entry brings a little closer, to be stationed in the sense of to be appointed. Then the fifth entry right here is like as a deputy, right? Or a prefect, right? Having a position to fulfill, appointed, right? Deputed, right? Deputed, right? Like a deputy, right? To stand firm, the sense of to stand firm, right? To station, to set here, the he-feel sense, to set up, to erect, right? To be fixed. But let's go down to Strong's. right? The Strong's definition of the H5324, H5324, primitive root, shoresh here, the root, natzab, to station in various applications, whether literally or figuratively. But what we have here is the idea of taking up a position for a solemn purpose, right? In Deuteronomy here, chapter 29, Hebraically verse 9, in the KJV verse 10, right? Of Yisrael, right? Of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, to ratify the covenant, right? The ratification of the covenant, right, should be brought out basically by the first verse in the chapter. We showed you the first verse in the chapter, right? This covenant that he's making with them, that Moshe would make with them, besides a covenant that was made in Horeb. And Horeb is referring to the other side of Har Sinai. So like Sinai is like one side, you know, like a whole north-south dynamic. One side is Sinai, the other side was Horeb, right? And Horeb implies the idea of like solitude, right? Like solitude, you know, like Medi on this and the solitude. So here we have stand. Just to bring this out right here so ones can understand, right, a little better, right? Let's do this right here, stand, right? Let's put stand. Let's clear that and stand. Okay, not understand. Stand back. Now, here's Nagash. Oi gosh, Nagash. All right, Vayegash. Like the tall portion, Vayegash, Vayegash, Nagash to come near. All right, I know one saying, hey, that looks like Nagus right there. We got something for you on the Nagus, the Nogays. That was from the previous Haftarah reading. I stand. Okay, here, Natzab. We got Natzab. Right, I stand right there. Stand this down. Right, there we go right there. Ahmad. There we go. Ahmad. 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 The H5975, Ahmad. Right, is to stand, to remain, to endure, to take one stand. Right, but this is a different sense of standing. Right, so this is the usual word for standing right here, the Ahmad. And here we have the Natzab. Let's see if we can bring this up right here. We go to Psalms. Okay. Let me put God. Right? God standeth. If I put standeth, it will. Let's see. Standeth. That old KJV, King Jamesian. God standeth. Okay. There standeth Ahmad there. Right? That standeth. Notice Ahmad. This is all Deuteronomy 29. Right? Just to show that there's these two words right there. Right, and here we go, Psalm 82. Tuesday evening, the third day, the evening psalm for the third day, right, for the Erev HaShalishi, right, here it says God, right, Elohim Nitzab, there's the word Natzab, right, in the congregation, the Edah or Edat, congregation of Edat El, the congregation of the mighty. See, the word mighty is El, right, El. Right, in the sense of, it says, especially the Almighty right there, especially the Almighty. Of the Almighty, He, right, He judgeth, right, amongst the what? Amongst the Elohim, right, amongst the Elohim. Not speaking about the titulary deities of other nations, no. He is judging among the Shoftim and the Shotrim. Right, the judges and the officers, those who are responsible in Yisrael for law and order. And it should be kind of explanatory if we read and understand the general context. He says, how long will you judge unjustly and accept the person of the wicked, Selah? Why is that important? Right, because Yahuwah Eloheinu this is an indictment. Psalm 82 is an indictment of their partiality, of them being partial. Respect, right, the persons or accept. Sometimes this is brought out, respect the persons. Notice what this word is, the Nasa. We touch on the Nasa. Nasa does not mean to deceive, it's Nasha. Nasha, you find that in when Eve says that she was beguiled, right? Nasha, right? Nasha. Right, and the reason why people got that confused, most ones, because they couldn't understand the pointing, right, and they don't understand biblical Hebrew. but they, ran with something, but they ran kind of incorrectly right there. So here, to accept the persons is like to respect the persons, to accept the persons, right? The Hebrew sense of this is, how long will you judge unjustly, right? Unjustly, and accept the persons, respect the persons, have a recognition of faces. The Hebrew sense of this is like have a recognition of regard to faces. Oh yeah, I know him. It's like it's like I come in court, right? And you suing me, I come to the court, right? And then you suing me, right? But then when the judge comes and say, hey, what's up, judge? How you doing, homie? And he's like, yo, what's up? This probably gonna work not in your favor because he recognized me, he accept my, that's a partiality, right? So what happened is that these they contravene the basic rule. What is the basic rule here? How we know this is speaking of Israel and Israelites and not of other nations or so-called gods or angels or Nephilim or any of the garbage that ones have been led to believe. Because of what the indictment is. What is the indictment? The indictment is found in verses 2 to 4. The indictment against these Elohim, quote, right, or judges, Shoftim and Shotrim, that they did what? They judged unjustly, and they had a respect of faces of the wicked, right? In Leviticus chapter 19, verse 15, it says, thou shalt not respect or accept, right, the person of the poor, nor favor, show partiality to the person or the face of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Well, was that a rule for these other pseudo gods or whatever you want to call it, fallen angels or tutelary deities or some other kind of spooky stuff that you saw in sci-fi and something like that? That's nice. I like sci-fi too, right? But I also like truth. So sci-fi is sci-fi. You take it in that context. But this here is Yahweh's word, so we have to put it in this context, right? So they contravene, speaking to Yisrael, what was given to Yisrael, even in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 15. So the scales of justice, right, must be held evenly. Look around now among the Gentiles. They have the lady Justicia, Lady Justice, Justicia, right, Justicia. And she's blindfolded, right, and she's holding the scale all lopsided, right? But the scales of justice must be held evenly, without bias in favor of the poor, from a feeling that the verdict against the richer party to the suit would not inconvenience him, and certainly without partiality to the man of influence, the influential man, right, from a fear, false evidence appearing real, of the consequences to the judge, ha-shofet, right, or the judges, the shoftim, right, or as a result of bribery, right, when it says defend, right? Defend the poor. Defend. What's the word defend, right, in Hebrew? Shafat, right? Shiftu, speaking to all of them. Shiftu dal, we yatom. Shiftu dal, right? Judge, right? Judge the poor. Judge on in favor, because Shafat, people got this idea of judge. You can't judge me. Nobody judge me. Only God can judge me. And then you go to court and then you get a judgment by other people and then trying to appeal. I thought God was the one that can judge you. Anyway, to judge in the Hebrew sense, shafat, that is to pronounce sentence. To pronounce a sentence, like a verdict, a sentence, like a ruling, a sentence. Whether it's, you see what it says, for or against. For or against. See, some people might be afraid of judgment because they always are condemning everybody. If I'm running around condemning everybody, and somebody said they're going to judge me, I'm like, oh, no, you're not. You can't judge me. Because I'm figuring I'm going to get condemned. Because that's what I did. I condemned. You see the words of Rabbeinu Yeshua, when he says about judging, right? Pronounce sentence, but in the proper context is to pronounce sentence for or against. That is to weigh it. That's why you have to have the scales even, right? Not like Lady Justice, Justicia, or Justicia, the Latin Lady Justice, it's all lopsided, she blindfolded. No, you have to see, pronounce sentence for or against, right? By implication to vindicate, right, or to punish. By extension, this is to govern. And in passive sense, like I'm a judge, of Yisrael, but now I'm defending somebody. So I got to go to court before other judges. So now it's in the passive sense, I'm basically litigating. Or I'm going to condemn somebody who did something because we got the evidence, and therefore to present the evidence, this is like to litigate, right? To litigate. So here is when it says defend, right? It's saying defend in that sense, both to the judges, right, to judge properly, and to those who are either prosecuting the case, right, to do that properly, righteously, or those who are defending one who is accused to do that righteously, to defend or judge the poor and the fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy. You see what it says right there, judge, right, defend, as a verb, right, as a verb judge, and not the person judge, right, the poor and fatherless, the dal wiyatom, and to do justice. You see the word justice? Tzedek. Right here it has a tzadak, and tzadak. Right? This is the verb right here, tzadak. Right? And to do justice to the who? The afflicted and needy. Right? The afflicted and needy. Right? Here we go right here. The afflicted and needy. Let's see. Okay. Here goes. Ani warash. Oni, the Oni, Warash, Hatzadiku, right, to do justice to them, right? And then verse 4 right here, deliver, palat means to cause them to escape, right? Falat, right, to slip out, to deliver, cause them to escape, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked, right? The wicked, the Rasha, the defiant, those who are wicked and criminal vis-a-vis Yahweh's way, truth, and life, right? Who morally do wrong, right? Or the actively bad person, right? So all of this right here, when we go through it, you basically see that these ones had gone against what Yahuwah had told to the judges, right, of Yisrael in the covenant. So they basically violated the covenant. So in the context of the Psalm and the context of the way of the Hebrews, it makes sense who these Elohim, what the context, right, of Elohim is, right? Having that other kind of idea of Elohim is like heathen, right? It's kind of like the heathen idea, the Gentile idea, the other nation. I'm not going to call them pagan because that's a that's a papist terminology that's fooled everybody. People use it like it really means something. All it means is people of the countryside, people who are civilians. Right? If you know, the real word is heathen, right? So the other interpretation when it comes to verse 6, where it says, I have said, y'all are gods, all of you are children of the Most High, they forget that this is in the context of Yisrael, specifically speaking of Yisrael, right? Even the language is somewhat very similar right here, where it says, Ani amarti, Elohim atem, right? And here, this Torah reading and feeding right here, Nitzavim, a double portion, but here the first part, right? Here, let's go over here just to bring it back right here, because we just played the first aliyah, right? It's a double portion, so the aliyot are lined up for reading in a double portion. We got to share how that goes right there, but here, this is the part right here. Let's compare scripts right here, and here we go right here. Atem nitzabim hayom kulkem lifnei Yahuwah Elohei kem rashei kem shibatei kem ziknei kem wishotrei kem kol ish Yisrael. KJV translation, y'all stand. Atem, you all males. Nitzabim, standing ones, hayom, right? All of you, right, before Yahweh, y'all Elohim, your captains or your heads, Rashi Kem, your tribe, Shivtei Kem, your elders, Ziknei Kem, right, and your officers, your Shotrei Kem, right, all the men of Yisrael, right, the word with is not there. So what it says, when it says all the men of Yisrael, it don't say with all the men. It says right here, call all ish, all man, not men in the plural. Men in plural from the ish is anashim, right? That sense of, ishim, anashim, ishim. Here it says singular man, right? Men of a standing, men of a station. You don't say call Adam Yisrael. No, it says call Ish Yisrael. All man, singular. So all as one man. Again, all as one man. So right here, this connection, the Atem, is of some interest there. Let me see if the Tanakh brings out the Atem. Okay, this brings out the Ata, At, Ati. So all the different pronouns for you, right? For you, the you feminine, you male, you feminine, you all male, you all, female, Atem for you all male, right? And Aten for you all female. Right there. That's translated like that right there. But here, let's just pick up right here. We have the second and bring it up to the third aliyot, right? The third reading and feedings, and just for a double portion, right? Just to signify that right there. They're there for a double portion. So Shema Yisrael, here the Sheni for this double portion. Nitzavim-Vayelech.
Shema Yisrael, hear, and give ear right here for the Shalishi, for the third Aliyah, third up offering up here for this Shabbat, Nitzavim, Sabbath, ye stand, Sabbath, y'all standing. Here for the Shalishi, for the third Aliyah, the third up offering up for this Shabbat, Nitzavim, here picking up with the fifth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that is called Deuteronomy chapter 29, here at verse 15 in the Masoretic, the Hebrew corresponding with verse 16 in the English and the KJV Bibles. Here, Shema Yisrael, give ear, O Yisrael, give ear, here for the Shalishi. Ki atem yida'etem eita asher yashavnu be'aretz Mitzrayim ve'eita asher abarnu be'erev ha'goyim asher ibartem. Here. For y'all know how we, I and I, have dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the land of Kemet. Ki atem yida'etem eita asher yashavnu be'eretz Mitzrayim. And how we, I and I, came through the nations which ye all pass by. Ve'eita asher abarenu be'kareba hagoyim asher ibartem. And ye and y'all have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them, lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart turneth away this day from Yahweh Eloheinu, Jehovah Ainai Elohim, to go and serve the Elohim of these goyim, these nations, nationalities, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood, and it come to pass that he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, Lamor, I shall have shalom, peace, though I trod in the imagination of mine heart, to add drunkenness to thirst. Yahweh Jehovah will not spare him, But then the anger of Yahweh, of Jehovah, and his zealousy, his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curses that are written in this cipher, this book, shall lay upon him, and Yahweh Jehovah shall blot out Shemo, his name, from under Shemayim, under heaven. And Yahweh Jehovah shall separate him to evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book, in this cipher of HaTorah, of the law, the directions, instructions, so that the generation to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the stranger that shall come from a far land, shall say, when they see the plagues of that land and the sicknesses which Yahweh Jehovah hath laid upon it, upon her, and that the whole land thereof is brimstone and salt and burning, that it is not sown nor beareth, nor any grass groweth therein, like the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which Yahweh Jehovah overthrew in his anger and in his wrath, even all Goyim, nations, nationalities, international communities shall say, wherefore hath Yahweh, hath Jehovah done thus, like this, to this man? What meanness? The heat of this great anger. Then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of the Elohim of their fathers, their patriarchs, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the land of Kemet, out of the land of Egypt. For they went and served Elohim Acharim, other Elohim, and worshipped them. Elohim, gods whom they knew not, they were ignorant of, whom they knew not, and whom he had not given to them. And the anger of Yahweh, of Jehovah, was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book, in this cipher. And Yahweh Jehovah rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another and other land, as it is this day. The secret things belong to Yahweh Eloheinu, Jehovah Ainai Elohim. But those things which are revealed belong to us, to I and I, and to I and I, our children, forever, that we may do all the words, the barim of this law, this Torah, this direction, this instruction. And hear, Shema Yisrael, hear, give ear, hear, for the Revi'i, here for the fourth Aliyah, the fourth up offering up, here for this Shabbat Nitzavim, Senbet Komat Chachal. Here, picking up with the fifth book of Moses, the Hebrew book that is called Deuteronomy chapter 30. The sixth, or Palestinian covenant. Second item, the covenant, the Brit, the covenant, the Kidan, the covenant declared. Here, picking up with chapter 30, verse 1, for the Revi'i, for the fourth Aliyah, of offering up, the fourth reading for this Shabbat Nitzavim. With Hayya, Kiya, Yabu, Aleika, Kol ha-debarim, ha'ele, ha-biraka, ha-kelala, asher, natati, lifaneka, wa-he-shebota, illa lebabeka, Kol ha-goyim asher hi'ediachikai Yahweh Eloheka Shama. And here for the Revi Aliyah, the fourth offering up reading. And it shall come to pass with Hayya. It shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, with Hayya, Kiya Yavou, Aleika, Kol ha-devarim, ha'ele, ha-braka, with ha-kelala, asher natati, lifaneka. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing, habraka, and the curse, with hakelala, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, among all the nationalities. Where Yahweh Eloheka, where Jehovah the I Elohim hath driven the I. With Hayya Kiya Yahweh Aleka Kol ha-debarim, ha'ele, habraka, with hakelala, asher natati, lifaneka, wa hishevota illa levaveka, with Kol ha-goyim, asher hidiachika Yahweh Eloheka Shama. And shall return la Yahweh Eloheka to Jehovah the I Elohim, and shall obey his voice, his voca, according to all that I command thee this day, thou, the I, and thy children, with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh Eloheka will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, all the goyim, the nationality and section of the community, with a way Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, have scattered thee if any of thine be driven out to the outmost parts of Shemaim of heaven, from thence, from there, will Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, gather thee, and from thence, from there, will he fetch thee, and Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, will bring thee into the land which thy fathers, thy patriarchs possessed, and thou shalt possess it, possess her. And he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers, thy patriarchs. And Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed, thy race, to love Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, thy psyche, that thou mayest live.
Yes. The second aliyah right here for the double portion. So there's seven aliyot for the Shabbat, but then these seven times 7 is combined into one set of 7. So here is the aliyot for a double portion. Right here. Here we have the Shalishi, the third coming forward here for this third day of the Shabua, the Yom HaShalishi, that's called Tuesday. Give thanks, Ras Baruchu. Yes, I got to hear you on the board right there, and give thanks to all the mods and all the, friends, family, brothers, sisters, and even others that come and tune in. But let's keep it in the chat, on the Torah reading and feeding. Other matters, hit I and I up at LOJS.org, contact if there's another reason, and if one want to bring forth, even the difference of opinion. But right here, we're in the study, we're in class. So we're in the Torah reading and feeding right here, in this double portion right here. We got Psalm 137 coming forward right here. And this is for most one-to-ones. I mean, of course, one-to-ones can say certain things in the chat and everything. We don't want to put no censorship, but sometimes it's ridiculous stuff. You know what I mean? Like somebody having a running conversation with himself. We don't really want that right here, but keep it on the Torah reading and feeding and on the content. The content that's before I and I. So right here, let's
sabbatical study. This I and I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong. Here, Shema Yisrael. Here, give ear right here for the Chamishi, the fifth Aliyah, the fifth reading, the fifth offering up here for this Shabbat Nitzavim, Sabbath ye stand, Sabbath y'all standing, Senvet Komat Yechal. Here, picking up the fifth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that is called Deuteronomy chapter 30, here at verse 7 for the Chamishi Aliyah, for the fifth up offering up, the fifth reading, right here, give ear right here. ונתני יהוה אלוהיך את כל העלות האלה Allah oibeka with Allah sonaika asher ridafuka. And Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, will put all these curses upon thine enemies. With Natani Yahweh Eloheka et kol ha-halot ha'el al oibeka, and on them that hate thee I will al son'eka, which persecuted thee I. Asher Ridafuka. And thou, the I, shalt return and obey the voice of Yahweh, of Jehovah, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day. And Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, and in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For Yahweh, Jehovah, will again rejoice over thee, for good, as he rejoices over thy fathers, over thy patriarchs, if thou shalt hearken to the voice of Yahweh Eloheka, Jehovah the I Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book, in this cipher of HaTorah, of the law, of the directions, the instructions. And if thou turn La Yahweh Eloheka, to Jehovah the I Elohim, true good, true God, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, thy psyche.
Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
My advice to all is to fulfill the Ten Commandments.
Father and Son. God bless you.
Watch out for your phone, you don't know it's Love Star Music, alright?
We are the blessed ones. We are blessed ones. We are Youngblood Records. We are the blessed ones. That's our protection. Yeah, we know that Jah watch over we, so we're not afraid, so no, we're not worried. We are the blessed ones, from the ashes like a phoenix, yeah, up some scratches like a remix, yeah, top to sky, that's how we heal, cause who we are and how we feel, it's not a movie, it's for real, this, yeah, but the blessing them upon our way, yeah, our God we serve without apology, yeah, so we reap, so we sow, so we learn, so we grow, no weapon they throw shall damage we believe, we are the blessed ones, that's our protection, yeah, we know that Jah watch over we, so we're not afraid, so no, we're not worried, we are the blessed ones, soaring like the eagle.
yes. Elaine right there, blessed one. So here we have a psalm. Today's daily psalm is the By the Rivers of Babylon psalm. Right here, Psalm 137. Like to share this with my and sister Malka Makeda. Let's see if we can bring it up right here where she touches on this tune right here in her relic. Let's get it right here. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So here, okay, is it I am Shem or is it Yah-Yireh? Let's bring it forward. We're gonna bring it forward, go to verse by verse here, but check this out.
Open up your heart, open up your mind. Open up your heart, you'll be sure to find. Yah-Yireh, he'll show up, make a way. Yah-Yireh, he'll provide a better day. Yah-Yireh, He's the light of this whole wide world, yeah. Trouble not yourself over what is small. Oh, he's the great Father. He's Father to us all. He hears your every cry, yes he does. And he knows your every desire, yeah. He never suffers the righteous to hunger, and you won't be ashamed if you trust him. Yah-Yireh, he'll show up to make a way. Yah-Yireh, he'll provide a better day. Yah-Yireh, oh, he's the light of this whole wide world, yeah. Sufficient is the day and the evil it brings. Tomorrow take care of itself, don't be anxious. Birds of the air, they know they're gonna eat. Y'all provide for them, they don't have to worry. He rises just to show you that he loves you. He rises just to show you that he cares for you. Open up your heart, open up your mind. Open up your heart, you'll be sure to find. Yah-Yireh, he'll show up, make a way. Yah-Yireh, Yah-Yireh, oh, he's the light of this whole wide world, yeah. He never suffers the righteous to hunger. Lead me beside still waters, even in the presence of my enemies. Blessings, so many blessings. Even in the shadow of death, I will not fear.
That's to say, Jah will provide, Yah will provide, Yah Yireh, Yah Yireh. Jehovah Jireh, you know the Jehovah Jireh, but they're Queen Makeda with Yah Yireh. Yeah, Yah Yireh. Love that tune right there. They're there. But here for the by the rivers of Babylon, I think it's in the I Am Shem. The I Am Shem. Let me see if I could bring this up on the screen right here. I want to zoom in on that. Yeah, Hebrew tutoring. Check it out. Check it out on the screen. Queen Makeda. Morah, Shalano, you know, some great, excellent classes right there, also musically, you know, but in the basics of the Hebrew, from the basics to the intermediate to advanced of the Ivrit, the Yehudit, recommend right here, I and I, Sister Queen Makeda. Yes, yes, yes. So here, we have today's daily psalm right here. And let's see if we can bring this up right here. Yeah, that's some of the information. That's on the screen right there. When someone can, you know, pause to take a screenshot, you know, get in contact, you know, see what the classes are available, you know, the classes for the basics of the Hebrew. And what do we recommend? You know, ones, you know, it's really easy. It's really a good teacher, and also some of the class, you know, the fellow classmates and students as well. You know, excellent work right there. Good fruit of the work right there. So here we have by the rivers of Babylon. Okay, here we go right here. We're bringing on right here. By the rivers of Babylon. That's the K and D notes right there. But let's bring it back to the King James Version. Right? I think it's these verses right here. These two verses, verse 5 and 6 in Hebrew, really come out in this tune by our sister Queen Makeda. Let's see if we can bring this up. Here we go. I'm going to ride up more. This is I Am Shem. I Am Shem on a disciplined rhythm.
Taken from the lands of Ham, but I am Shem. Stolen from the halls of Africa, I am Israel. Taken from the lands of Ham, but I am Shem. Stolen from the halls of Africa, I am Israel. Abraham had a nice vision of future posterity, but stubborn disobedience and suffered the curse of captivity. 400 years twice over was the prophecy. Kidnapped from Africa, sold as a slave, but my home is in the east. Taken from the lands of Ham, but I am Shem. Stolen from the halls of Africa, I am Israel. Taken from the lands of Ham, but I am Shem. Stolen from the halls of Africa, I am Israel. From a hunter into the African bush, sold by my Ishmaelite and Hamitic brothers. Jerusalem fell under siege from the perils of war. I was forced to flee, sought refuge on African shores. If I forget the old Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its cunning. If I forget the old Jerusalem, let my tongue cling to the roof of my mouth. If I forsake thee, oh Mount Zion, woe be unto my soul. If I forget Jerusalem, chief of my joy.
If I forget you, speaking to she, Im Eshkachek, Yerushalayim, Tishkach, Yemini, right there, you see verse 5 right there. If I forget you, Jerusalem, Im Eshkachek, Yerushalayim, Tishkach, Yemini, may my right hand, Yemini, Tishkach, may she forget, may she forget. May she forget right there. There's today's daily psalm right here. We have Psalm 137. 137 psalms. So let's just here, first here. All right, here. First here. The KJV with the Hebrew highlights. Today's daily psalm is full of right here. This is an interesting study. Let's see if we can go down to verse by verse. Here we go.
Psalm 137.
Mizmor Kuf Lamed Zayin.
By the rivers of Babylon, 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 there we sat down. Yea, we wept, we wept, we wept, we wept.
Al Naharot Bavel Sham Yashavnu Gam Bachinu, Bachinu, Bachinu.
When we remembered Zion, 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 Zion.
Bezochrenu et Zion, et Zion, et Zion, et Zion, et Zion, et Zion, et Zion.
We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion, Zion, Zion. How shall we sing? How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land, strange land, strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her coming. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy, joy, joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone, 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 against the stone.
Yeah. That last verse right there, can't resist this right here. Against the stone, against the rock right here, rock.
Rockstone was my pillar, could not find place to sleep. But them empty, we have to find find food for eat. Every day we terrorize by soldiers and police. When they think them a some and they think them a bait. From them a play cowboy and Indian and chief. From the first to the health straight up to 7th Street. One thing in our mind a big jump for the bait. I make it in a life and inheritance to me. Them care, self-employed, cannot get laid. But I work me up, can't even get a day up. Who they want to stop me now, them find out, say them way up. Alright, so me say one by one, one by one, one by one. We stepping out of Babylon and then one by one, one by one. You King Selassie, I the conquering lion, lion, lion. Rasta, one man below. Rasta, one man below. I say, Rasta, one man below.
This is like a lunch. Raga, Mali.
Help us now, take us from the slums. Never give up, but I want to slip on your bun. Help us now, take us from the slums. Never give up, but I want to Selassie, I'm blessed to go. Separation is a thing, could be no harder time. Not to widen your views, not to broaden your mind. What we find in the can't know where it cannot find. Hunger, poverty, a system so unkind. As a matter of fact, there is an aftershock. When come groundnuts, my bed, I'm a pillow to rock. Try to make it through the system, all those were lost. Yet nothing new to try, and so I ain't don't stop. All the time to write a book on you. All kinds of other crap they would have put on you. Yet when you're into there, they would look on you. They would only stand and wanna wear the boots on you. But see right now, Zion come, Ethiopia, Africa, fashion, liberate the poor, the poor. Hey, man, I lie to me, Selassie, I them off to alright. Read the Bible, turn to me, some praise for alright. Goodbye, Babylon, goodbye, goodbye. Open now, Zion door, oh Zion, Ethiopia for soul. Children of Israel, children of Israel.
B'nai Yisrael.
You know we are Israelites. You know we are Israelites. Calling in to the podcast 515-602-9761. Callin' and calling friends 515-602-9761. That's 515-602-9761, and listen to the live stream at Rastafari Israelites on the YouTube. Rastafari Israelites on the YouTube. You know we are
Yes. Here. Today's daily psalm. Mizmor Kof Lamed Zain. Kof Lamed Zain. You see at the top right there. Got the screenshot right here. In the Ivri, today's daily psalm. Mizmor Kof Lamed Zain. Hebrew alphanumerics here. Kof for 100. The Hebrew letter Kof has a numerical value of 100. Lamed of 30, and Zain or Zain. The Hebrew Z has the seventh letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So 137 means more Kof Lamed Zain. Here the theme is among the ruins of Yerushalayim, among the ruins of Jerusalem. Right here I'm reading from Sefer Tehillim, among the ruins of Yerushalayim. So here, let's go to this right here. That's the verse right there. And K and D has a little to say right here we'd like to share. By the rivers of Babylon, Psalm 137, a brief summary here, means Mordkof Lamed Zain. The Hallelujah Psalm 135, and the Hodu. Hodu is like I'm saying to you all to Toda, to give thanks. Hodu. The Hodu Psalm. The thanks y'all to give thanks Psalm. Put your hands up. Psalm 136 are followed by a psalm. So we have a Hallelujah Psalm 135, a Hodu, a praise y'all, Psalm 136. And here's followed by a psalm, Mizmor Kof Lamed Zain, that glances back. It's a reflexive, right? Reflective into the time of the exile. So back into the time of the exile, or even for I and I, the psalm of the exile, to the time of the galut, of the exile, when such cheerful songs as they once sang to the accompaniment of the music of Halloween, of the Levites, Lewim, at the worship of Elohim on Har Zion, on Mount Zion, were obliged to be silent. It is said to be an anonymous psalm. An anonymous psalm. There's some inscription that says like to David or of David. Others you can see right there, the Koine Greek, Ie Remiu. That's the Koine Greek right there for Jeremiah. Ie Remiu, right, found in codices of the LXX. That is meant to say that it is a Davidic psalm, to David, right, Dia, right, Remiu, right, Jeremiah, coming from the heart of Jeremiah, right? So that's what that phrase says, to David, Dia, Remiu, right? A translation, roughly a Davidic psalm, right, from the heart of Jeremiah. But this is all the more erroneous, and the notes here are quite correct, as Jeremiah never, the prophet Jeremiah, HaNabi, Jeremiah the prophet, Ermias, never was one of the Babylonian exiles, right? He witnessed that, but he was never one of the Babylonian exiles. So here, there's more on this in the notes right here, but before we go into all of that, let's get just a basic read right here. Some of the notes right here. Today's daily psalm, beginning with perfects, the Hebrew perfects, perfect form of the verbs. The psalm, the Mizmor, has the appearance of being a psalm, a chant, Isis, not belonging to the exile, but written in memory of Hagalut, of the exile. The bank of a river, like the seashore, is a favorite place of sojourn of those whom deep grief drives forth from the bustle of men into solitude. Kind of interesting among Sinai experience, once lost, now found. Black and brown people, the sheeple of the house of Israel in the Americas, going down by the riverside, right to the riverside, and even to seashore, whether it's for baptisms or congregations or other forms of worship and memory, we being, descendants of those in exile. So the bank of a river, like the seashore, is a favorite place of sojourn of those whom deep grief drives forth from the bustle, the hustle and bustle of men into solitude. The boundary line of the river gives to solitude a safe back. The monotonous splashing of the waves keeps up the dull, melancholy alternation of thoughts and feelings. And at the same time, the sight of the cool, fresh water exercises a soothing influence upon the consuming fever within the heart. The rivers of Babylon are here those of the Babylonian Empire, not merely of the Euphrates with its canals, or the Tigris, but also the Kaboris, or the Chebar, and the Ulaeos, or the Ulai, on whose lonesome backs Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 3, and Daniel chapter 8, verse 2, they beheld divine visions down by the riverside, right? The next word right there, the Shem, right? The Shem is important, right? There in a strange land as captives under the dominion of the power of the world. And then we have the Gam. These are the parts of the Hebrew here. Gam is also, right? Sham, that was Sham there, Sham, right? Sham, right? The context matters. The letters are the same, but Sham means there and Shem means name. Sham is like there for there, Sham, right? The first Hebrew right here. This is the Sham, right, from the Psalm. That means like there. It was pointing at Shem, its name. And Gam, context matters. Gam is purely chosen instead of the Vav or the Wow, which is and. So we have Vav or Wow, Ve or We, right? Ve or We. Or in some cases, the U, right? And. So it says and in the Psalm, like it was like and this and that. Here it says Gam also. Also with the sitting down in the solitude of the river banks, weeping immediately came on when the natural scenery around contrasted so strongly with that of their native land. You know, we see where we're at and remember where we came from, right? The remembrance of Zion, even the African Zion, the Sion, only forced itself upon them all the more powerfully. And the pain at the isolation from their home would have all the freer course where no hostility observant eyes were present to suppress it. It was like away from the people, the people. So right here, it goes on to speak about the willows, right, and the viburnum, right, the trees that are associated with flowing water in hot, low-lying districts are indigenous in the richly watered lowlands of Babylonia, right? Araba, right, is if one and the same with the Arabic Garab in the Arabic, Garab in the Hebrew, Arab, right, is not the willow, least of all the weeping willow, that is called Safsafa Mustahi in the Arabic, the bending down willow, but it's the viburnum, right, with dentive leaves, and then it goes into description. So it's breaking down here, some of the typology that is mentioned here. And also it's giving a connection right here, the Safa, the Araba, but without our being able to obtain any pure botanic picture from it. So there's words, and we're trying to figure out what they're talking about here. Is this the willow? Not quite, because, I'm going through that study. So the next word, Araba, whose branches belong to the constituents of the lulav, that kind of bouquet at Sukkot, that bouquet, right, of the Feast of Tabernacles of Sukkot. So in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 40, you'll find this here that's mentioned here called the Araba, right, the Araba, right? When we're supposed to make the sukkah from different kinds of the greenery around, understood of crack willow, Salix fragilis, and even in the passage before us is surely not distinguished with such botanical precision, but that the gharab and willow together with the weeping willow, the Salix babylonica, right, might be comprehended under the word Araba, the Hebrew term Araba. So we find that in the instructions concerning Sukkot and building the sukkah, building the hut, the pavilion, the booth, the quote tabernacle. On the trees of the country, abounding in streams, the exiles hung their cisterns. The time to take delight in music was past. Right, so that's a little quote from Sirach. Right, we'll go over that later. Joyous songs, as in the word shir, right, designates them, were ill-suited to their occasion. So because of where they were and what they was going through, it's like a Hebrew blues right here. All right, let's see if we can bring this out, whether this is comprehensible. Music in mourning timeless narrative. Music in mourning. Musica in Pente, Akairos, diegesis. So the Greek, roughly, musica in Pente, Akairos, diegesis, or music in mourning, timeless narrative. That part right there, from Sirach 22 and 6. So joyous songs, as the word shear. So we have the word shear, right? Shear. Also in the Psalms, the shear is like song, like song, a joyous song, right? It was ill-suited to this particular occasion. So there's a little more reasoning on it, but we're going to now shift right here, right? So we can get into some of the basics of today's daily song, the time that we have. And I hear from the Sefer Tehillim, the hard copy before us, it gives a title not just by the rivers of Babylon, but among the ruins of Yerushalayim, among the ruins of Jerusalem. And here it briefly reads, the feelings that move the writer of this psalm of Mizmor Kof Lamed Zain, Psalm 137, will best be understood if we think of him as an exile, recently back from Babylon, viewing with horror the havoc wrought in the heart, right, wrought in the city that he dearly loved. Now, non-Yehudi, non-tribe of Judah, Yehudi, high Yehudi, and even Jewish critics, non-Jewish critics, non-tribe of Judah critics, the critics, the scribes and Pharisees, like writing in comfort and security, usually deplore the bitter vindictiveness. Some people see in this Psalm 137, by the rivers of Babylon Psalm, a bit of vindictiveness of the imprecation, the curse, the consequence that ends the Mizmor, that ends Psalm 137, Mizmor Kof Lamed Zain. Refugees, they have this comment here, refugees from the continent, when they return and see how their native city had been turned into masses of rubble. Here they have the note by the Germans, but here I'll give you the situation. When ones and ones return and see what happened with Ethiopia, the fascist antichrist invasion of Ethiopia, and so the ruins, right? Or even in Europe, it's the masses of rubble left by the invader would share to give ones a kind of what was it like for ones like Ezra and Nehemiah and Nehemiah and others who had returned after the 70 years from the Babylonian captivity. They saw the destruction. The temple was gone. The wall of Jerusalem was all busted down. This is the mood and the attitude here of the psalm. So right here, by the rivers of Babylon. So here, let's pick up right here. We have 8 verses. Today's daily psalm right here, we have 8 verses right here in Mizmor Kof Lamed Zain. So here, let's bring on the compare, contrast right here for those watching the live stream and on the screen right there. Here, note also that today's daily psalm, remember it follows a hallelujah psalm, Psalm 135, and a hodu, give thanks, y'all, Psalm 136. Here we have Psalm 137, by the rivers of Babylon, among the ruins of Jerusalem. So here, no superscription, like other psalms. Well, the superscription is basically, no superscription. Other psalms may have the chief musician, upon this, upon that, a psalm of this one or that one. Here it begins, Al Naharot Babel. Al Naharot Babel, right? Other pointing of Hebrew, Al Naharota Bavel, modern Hebrew Bavel, Al Naharot Bavel. Afro-Shemitic pointing, Al Naharot Babel, by the rivers of Babylon. There we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. Al Naharot Babel, Sham Yashavnu, Gam Bakin, Be Zakreinu, Et Zion. So here, the Hebrew right here, Al Naharot Babel. Al Naharot Babel, Al Naharot Babel, Sham, there, Sham, Yashavnu, there we, Yashav, there we sat, like yeshiva, to sit. But here, Yashavnu, there we sat, Sham, there, Yashavnu, Gam, also, Bakino. Remember we made the point about Sham and Gam in the intro part, where Sham means there, right? Sham means there, where by the rivers of Babylon, all upon Naharot from Nahar right here. Nahar is a singular river. Naharot is like the rivers, the streams, right? All upon Naharot, upon the streams of Babel, upon the streams of Babylon. Sham, there, Yashabnu, there we sat. Yashab, Anu, I, Yashabnu. Gam, also, Gam is also. Usually like in Hebrew, sometimes it'll be like Webakino, Ubakino, Bakino, and we, Baka, and we wept. But here it says Gam also. So it's like there we sat down and also. So we sat down and also, like Gam, Bakino, Bit Zakreinu, in our calling Zakar, to remember, to call to mind. Bit Zakreinu, et Sion. What do we Zakreinu? Et, direct object marker, right, pointing to the object of the verb. The verb here is Zakreinu, we remembered, called to mind. Et Sion, we call to mind Sion. We call to mind Zion. So here is the first verse. And the first verse opens this section here that we can call, from the notes here, the exiles singing silence. So the singing of the exiles was silenced by the rivers of Babylon. Al Naharota Babel Sham Yashabnu Gam Bakinu Bizakreya Eta Sion. Here, the exiles singing silence. Rivers, Naharot, from Nahar, Naharot, the rivers. Babel, was invoked as, according to Jeremiah, Babylon was invoked as thou that dwellest upon many waters. In Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 13, Babel, right, was invoked as thou that dwellest upon many waters. In Jeremiah 51 and 13, her many streams and her canals being a feature. That was a conspicuous feature of the country, that it had enough rivers, that she sat down among many waters. Al Naharota Babel. On, upon the rivers of Babel. There we sat down. Sham, there, Yashabnu. Sham, Yashabnu. All right, let's see if we bring this out right here. It says there, let's have the Yashab right there. All right, let's go down to Tanakh right here. Tanakh goes through every one of the Hebrew words. So there's a Sham. You see Sham? Sham means there. Sham means there. Thither, right? After verbs of motion, right? From there, right? Sham, right? There, transferred to time, right? There, then, right? There. So it's there, right? But it's pointing like to time, like then, like there, then, like thither, thence. So Sham, right? Sham, Yashabnu. Yashab means to dwell, to literally to sit, to be seated, to sit down, right? Specifically as judge in ambush or in quiet. So Sham, Yashabnu. There, right? We sat down. Amidst the shade and the solitude, right? The solitude by the riverside. Amidst the shade and the solitude, to mourn the nation's calamity, right? So this psalm is directly in context with the southern kingdom, or the tribe of Judah, right? The tribe of Judah in the Babylonian captivity, right? So to mourn what happened with the destruction of the temple of Solomon, the destruction of the wall, the breaching of the wall of Jerusalem, sat down, Yashabnu. This may denote the customary act of a mourner to sit on the ground, to sit on the Adamah, to sit on the ground. We have this in Yeshayahu, Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 40, 47 and 1, right? To do, you may hear Yehudi and Jews say Shiva, 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 right? Shiva, Shab, Yashab, to do Shiva, right? Yashabnu. So now they're saying that we sat down, not just literally by the riverside, but we sat down like to do Shiva, to sit Shiva, right? To sit, to mourn, like when you sit with one who has, some loss, for at least 7 days, you sit to comfort them and mourn with them. And here, while we remembered Zion, right? Be Zakreinu, right? Zakreinu from Zakar, right? To remember, to call to mind. Be Zakreinu et Zion, Zion, the holy city, with its sacred associations, right? It is a twofold, a duality of the sacred association with Zion. You hear people talk about Zion, and Zion. But what does Zion really mean? Zion, right, is the seat of the prophetic Davidic government, that government to David, right? King David founded the seat of his government at Zion. So we have that there's like the state aspect. And then when he brought the ark of the covenant, and placed it in the Ohel, that tent, right? It also took on the spirituality, the really just and spiritual significance. So we have church and state Hebraically embodied in the idea of Zion, the castle of great King David, the holy city with its sacred associations. Here to the Bayit, to the second verse, we hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. We hanged our harps, right? We hanged our harps. Al Arabim Betokah, Talin Bia Norotain, right? Ki Norotain. Let me come again. The bait and the kaf, slicha, my bad right there. Again. Al Arabim Betokah, Talinu Kia Norotain, the kinor, our kinors. What's the kinor? The kinor is the harps right there. Kinor Rotainu, our harps. Now, another reading of this is, upon the willows in the midst thereof, we hanged our harps. Right? You see the order here says we hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof, but the order of the words is the all, as in the first verse, all Naharota Babel, upon the rivers of Babylon. Second verse, all Arabim, on the Arabim Abitokah, right? Upon or on the river, on the willows. So first verse is like not by the rivers, but on the rivers of Babel, right? The second verse, on the willows, in the midst thereof, in the midst of her. All Arabim Abitokah, Talinu Akino Roteinu, Talinu, we hung, right? We hung. So the order of words is different, right? There's the tala to hang. Tala is to hang up. Also can be to hang, like crucified, to hang or lynch, right? To put to death by hanging. In Hebrew right here, talin, right? Tala, right? Tala, right? To suspend. So here it says talinu, right? Tali anu, right? Tala anu, tali anu, we hung. Talinu, what do we hang? Ki noroteinu. We hung our kinors, our harps. So what is brought out right here? The willows. Let's touch on the willows. Arab, the Arab. It's the Arab. Arabim, right? Araba, the poplar upon the poplar tree. Ain't that something? Seeing that the Mohammedan Arabs were the first of them to kill and enslave Ionite people, the Yehudi, the Israelite people, the Judahite people. We have this also to African and the black people, right? And then the whole slave trade business of these wicked latter days transferred to the Europeans, right? But here, this is the poplar. Remember strange fruit hanging from the Arab tree? The what? The poplar tree? Is this the poplar? A tree characterized by what kind of wood? Right? Dark wood, right? That humanity. So even in the tree, we have we could say black or African, Afro-Semitic humanity. But the poplar tree, the Arab. So what does it say right here? It says al-Arabim, on the Arabim, right? Bitoka, in the midst thereof. So here, touching on this right here, the Arab, right? The Arab here, right? Now this is Arab, take note right here, as a noun. This is a noun feminine. Arab as a noun feminine. Arab can also be a verb, right? But this is the Arab as a noun feminine. They say this is likely to be the poplar tree. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree, the Arab tree. Al-Arabim b'tokah. Al-Arabim b'tokah, right? This was common in Babylon. Did you know that the poplar tree, strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree, right? So think about it back then in Babylon, that was a tree popular, right? And here, even in the Americas, the Caribbean, but the Americas especially, this poplar tree. We have the famous strange fruit, Billie Holiday song right there. They're there. What do? We hang our harps. Talinu kinorotenu. Talinu kinorotenu. The meaning seems to be that the exiles used to accompany their dirges, their blues, the Hebrew blues, right? The dirges on the harp, on the kinnor, while sitting by the riverside to lament, by sitting down by the riverside. Ain't nothing new on the sun, check. When, however, their captives came upon them when they found, where they at? Oh, they down by the riverside. When they came upon them, right, there by the riverside, they maliciously asked them, I people, to go on singing for the amusement of the audience. Sounds familiar? Minstrel, right? The minstrels, the Yehudi, right? That were minstrels in Babylon, just like the minstrels down south and minstrels over here in the Americas, historically speaking, these are other kind of minstrels today. For the amusement of the audience, the harps were laid aside. So then when they recognized that, the foreigners had come upon us, the Ferengi, the Babylonians had come amongst us, and they heard us singing, and it was like, oh, well, like they wanted to take amusement out of this. What do? Talinu kinorotenu. We hung up our harps. Here. Right, let's get to the next verse right here, the Gimel verse. The Gimel, the third verse of today's daily song. Remember, verses 1 to 3 contains a theme of the exiles singing silence. So we sung those dirges, those Hebrew blues, even this is like a Hebrew blues, to comfort I and ourselves. But when the others, the captives came upon us, the tormentors came upon us, right, we hung it up. Right, we hung it up. There's even some teachings and narratives that, some of the ones even disfigured their thumbs and their joints, kind of like broke their fingers, right? So they would not play. They would not be able to play, to show how serious they were about, not singing Yahweh's song in a strange land. They sung it among themselves, but they would not sing it to the entertainment of others, right? So here, words of a song, right? The words of a song, right? Bringing out the notes right here. Wasted, they laid us on heaps. Here, KJV plain read, for where they that carried us away captive required of us a song or words of a song. And they that wasted us, they that laid us on heaps, right? Mirth. Right? Mirth. They wanted mirth, happy, giddy stuff, right? Sing, and this is what they were saying, sing for us, right? Of the songs of Zion. Sing for us of the songs of Zion. Make mockery of I and I, Here, ki, for ki, sham, she, a, lunu, she'elu, they ask, they requested, she'elu, of anu, of I and I, she'elunu, ki, sham, she'elunu, shoreinu, divrei shir, they ask of us, right, divrei shir, they wanted words of dabar, divrei, words of shir, words of song. With tolalenu, simcha, right? And our tormentors, they wanted joy, simcha, happiness. And shiru is a command, shiru. Like sing, y'all sing, y'all sing. Shiru lanu, sing y'all lanu for us. Shiru lanu, mishir, from me, from shir, from the songs, siyom, from Song of Zion. Sing us, right? Sing y'all for us from a Song of Zion. Ki shama she'elunu wa shoveinu divrei shir we tolalenu wa simcha. Shiru lanu wa mishir Zion. Wow. Words of a song. Divrei shir. So when you see over here, when it says sing us a song, you see two words, dabar, the root word dabar, and the root word shir and shirah. In the text we have right here, right, where they ask for what? They ask for this, divrei shir. They ask for not a song, but words of a song. This is idiomatic, a Hebrew idiom for some songs, words of a song, some songs. You know what I mean? Our tormentors, right? Our tormentors. With and tolalenu, with tolalenu, right here, with tolalenu. Here they have right here those who wasted us, tolalenu, tolale, right? Those who torment, those who plunder, tormentors of us, right? Those who cause to howl, yalal is to howl, to wail, right? Those who cause us to howl, to wail, the howlites, the wailers, ain't that something? Howl and wail. Those who call us to howl and wail, a wailing tongue, right? Who brought grief on us. You know, like when Brother Selassie said, like, not really a singer, but a wailer, right? Because those who cause I and I to wail, tolalenu, our tormentors. This is somewhat of an obscure word, Hebraically. Some say those who were mocking us. Some bring out the sense those who are mocking us, right? Those who are mocking us, right? What do the word require is not there. So a more better read of this would be, for there they that led us captive acts of us words of a song. And our tormentors, the mockers, ask us mirth, simcha. They ask for simcha, joy, mirth, gladness, you know, that joy, right? Sing us one of the songs of Zion, gladness, mirth, gladness. They want a lively song, right? Out of accord with their mood. In other words, we're in this mood, but they want us to sing something else. They see that we're like in our lamentation. They snuck up. They're eavesdropping, right? Now when they make themselves known, they want some lively song, right? This is out of accord, right, with the mood and the attitude. There was obviously malice in such a request. Why you're singing sad songs? Sing one of those happy songs, right? A desire to make the captives, I and I people, right, fully conscious of their humiliation. Like, you know, somebody's already down and you want to push them lower, even more down. So what do they ask? What do they say? Shiru lanu, sing y'all for us. Shiru lanu, mishira siyon. Sing us, right, one of the songs from the songs of Zion. Mishir Sion. Sing us from the songs of Zion, from a song of Zion. Some of the chants. They want some of the chants that we chanted in the Haykal, right? Even the Haykal of Shlomo, Solomon, right? To sing these for the amusement of their conquerors would have been the grossest profanation. It's about profaning, you know what I mean? The Hashem, right? This would be the grossest profanation to profane the Shem and all that they and I hold most dear, to sing these songs for their amusement, all things considered. So, first section, verses 1 to 3, the exiles singing silence. In verses 4 to 6, their refusal, going more into the refusal to sing. The Dalet, the 4th verse to the 6th verse. This section brought out the theme of this section as their refusal, our refusal to sing. How? We ask, how shall we sing Yahweh's song in a strange land, in a land of strangers, in a foreign land? Eich, eich, eich. Word how? Eich, 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 eich. Nashir, eich, nashir. How? Nashir. We to sing. Eich, nashir. How are we to sing? How are we to sing? Right? Et shir Yahuwah. How are we to sing the shir, the song, right? The song, right, of Yahuwah, or Yahweh's song, al adamata nekar, upon the adamat, the land, the adama, the land, the ground, the adama, the adamat, the land of nekar, nekar, the land of nekar, right? The foreign land, the alien land, a foreign land, nekar, right? A heathen land, right? From nakar, right? Nakar is interesting, right? Nakar, right here, to disguise oneself, to act as an alien, right? A disguised land, a strange land, right? A land that we're ignorant of. This strange land, this foreign land. So this is the response here in the refusal to sing. Eich, eich, eich. How? Eich. Maybe the Tanakh brings it out here. Eich. There we go. Eich, eicha, eichaka, 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 eich, eicha, eichaka. The different forms of eich. Eich is like how? Eich, eich. When you want to say eich, eich. How? Eich, 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 eich. Right? How? Also, the book of Lamentations called Eicha, right? It's also a way of lamenting. So both is a way interrogatively to ask how, in lamentation also as how, Eich, right? An expression of satisfaction, Eich, like how, right? So how, Nashir, how are we to sing? Eich, Nashir, et shir Yahuwah, al adamat nekar. How are we to sing Yahweh's song, the shir of Yahweh, shir Yahweh, right? The song of Jehovah, right? In 2 Chronicles chapter 29, verse 27, it reads, and when the burnt offering began, the song, the shir Yahweh, the song of Yahweh began also in 2 Chronicles 29 and 27, it says, and when the Olah, the burnt offering, the ascension offering, the Holocaust offering began, the Shir Yahweh began also. These hymns were reserved for use in the Heikal worship. So there were certain songs and chants that was only used in the temple worship, right? And chanted at different times of the offerings and different acts that went on. There were certain chants. So these were the hymns and chants that were reserved for use in the Heikal Avodah, the worship and service, and contained the praises of Eloheinu's mercies, right? Accordingly, they would have been both out of time and place in the exile. It's almost like what happened in America among the lost sheep, that ones and ones came out to church singing songs for the Lord, for the Lord and Jesus, and started to take the talent and that soul, right? And then started singing worldly songs, right? The Israelites then, and the Judahites, the tribe of Judahites, then they said, nah. They said, Eich, Nashir, Eich, Nashir, Aiknashir, how we sing. Aiknashir etashir Yahuwah Allah Damata Nekar. You know, how can we do such a thing? Such a thing is totally out of order, right? Chan, think about it. That happened in the music, you know, where a lot of the singers, some of our best and brightest so-called singers, there's the Havers. They started to sing, right? They got their talent to sing praises to God within, you know, we call it the old Negro spiritual church, right? But notice what happened when they came out of the church and took that singing to, you know, that singing of Yahweh, right? The singing of Yahweh songs, when they took that talent, they basically, it's like the baby, like a love song. Before it was a love song to Yahweh. Now it became a secular love song. And then you'll notice what happened with the so-called Negro spiritual music of the old time church. It got to be the garbage, you know, the garbage of today. I know some might like it, but where is the spiritual, right? Where is the spiritual in it? You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah. Anyway, let's get to the Hay verse right here. You know, whole reasoning can be made on that. You know, what we can learn from the By the Rivers of Babylon song, right? And of course, there were others who had such talent and they refused to do it. And they were going to sing a song, right? They're going to just keep singing, you know, the song of praise to the Lord or Jesus, you know, from the Negro spiritual. But here, to the Hay verse, the 5th verse, if I forget thee. So did our people, many, not all, but many of them in the churches, did they forget? Did they forget? All right. If I forget you, Yerushalayim, may my right hand cease to function. Okay, I read the ISV, KJV here. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, may my right hand forget. Note that the word cunning is not there, right? The word cunning is not there. Im eshkachek Yerushalayim tishkach Yemini tishkach Yemini im if eshkachek if I forget thee eshkachek if I forget thee, speaking to she, im eshkachek Yerushalayim Jerusalem tishkach, right? Tishkach, right? Tishkach, right? Let her forget Yemini, my right hand. So let Yemini, the right hand is feminine in the Hebrew. So it's like, let my right hand, let her forget, right? The point about her cunning is not there in Hebrew, right, directly, but the sense in Hebrew is that, but the words are not there. Not in the sense of abandoning memories of the city. Im eshkachek, right? If I shakach, shakeach, right? Shakach, forget, ignore. It has a sense of wither, right? There's a sense of wither. If I mislay, right? If I mislay the isle, Yerushalayim, right? Mislay the soul of Yahweh's people, Yerushalayim. If I'm oblivious from want or lack of memory or attention, right? So it's not the sense of forgetting memories, you know, how they live, how people do, right? Not like people do, they say, not abandoning memories of the city, but becoming unmindful of what was due. So the sense is, if I forget thee, is not forgetting, yeah, I remember the past, you know, memories, nostalgia. No, it's saying if I forget what is due to you, right, and what is due from I and due from them in respect of her, of Yerushalayim, to have acceded to the request, right, to sing them the shir of Yahweh, the holy song of Jehovah, right, would be contempt of what they must hold sacred, kadosh, set apart. Im eshkachek Yerushalayim tishkach Yemin, tishkach Yemin, may my right hand, my Yamin, Yemen, right, Benjamin, right, my Yemen, the right hand. As you can see, the right hand is a noun feminine, right? So it's tishkach, let her, right, let her forget, right? Her cunning, as you said, is not in the Hebrew, but is often forcibly added in the translations, the English Targum and the translations to bring out the general sense. But here to the Vav verse, right here, the 6th verse for the 2nd section, their refusal to sing, right? To be crooning and buffooning for the captors, right? If I do not remember thee, make my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem, Jerusalem, not just a city. It's a city, yes, but for the Hebrews, it's more than the city. In exile, prophetically, Jerusalem become like the soul of Yahweh's people, like Zion and Jerusalem, especially Jerusalem, right? If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy, my chief joy. In the Hebrew, it's above the head of my joy, above the head of my joy, my highest joy. Tia debak alishonia lechiki. May my tongue lishoni, right? May she stick, right? May she stick to the lechi, to the lechi. Lechi is like the roof, lechi, right? The lechi, right? Lechiki, right? The roof of my mouth. May my tongue stick. Tia debak alishoni lechiki. Imlo, if not, as a kereke, as a rikiki, as a kareki, imlo as a kareki, right, the flow right there. Imlo as a kareki, imlo ale et Yerushalayim al rosh simchati, all upon the rosh, the head, simchati, of my simcha, of my joy, my gladness, right? If I don't elevate, im lo, if not, a'eleh, right? If I don't Allah, like lift up, right? A'eleh at Jerusalem, if I don't lift up Jerusalem, all upon the rosh, the head of simchati, my joy. Let my tongue cleave. Tidabak lishoni. Right? Let my tongue cleave. So the tongue here is a lashon, lishona, cleave, dabaka, tidabak, right? To the roof of my mouth, to the chek, right? Chek, lechiki, right? Lechiki, to the chek. The chek is like the mouth, but the palate, right? The palate, like to say that the roof of the mouth, right? The roof of the mouth. What does it mean, Chaverim? May I lose all power to sing or speak, or to sing, the Ivrit. May I lose all power to speak or sing the Ivrit, the Yehudit, right? To sing the holy language, to speak or to sing, right? If I do not remember. The order of the words is, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I remember not thee, I, speaking to she, ti dabak alishoni lechiki im loa as a karekeni. As a kareki, if I do not remember you, speaking to she. So here it's like I speaking to she, right? Im lo, if I don't, ele, lift up, exalt, right? Like aliyah, at Jerusalem, our rosh, upon the rosh. The rosh is the head. What says chief here? It's the word rosh. Rosh is the head. The rosh, like you say ras, the rosh, the head, right? Remember thee not in love and in respect. Im lo as a kareki. Im lo as a kareki. If I don't remember thee, if I do not set, right, or exalt, or lift up. You see the word prefer is Allah, right? Allah, like an aliyah, is to go up. Me causing, if I don't ascend Jerusalem, right? Ascend Jerusalem and the simchati, my joy, my joy. If I don't give Yerushalayim, right, the city of dual peace, peace with God and peace with man, the air, the consciousness, the atmosphere of peace, dual peace, right? Shalayim is peace twice, peace with God, with Elohim, and peace with man, right? The Yeru, the air, the atmosphere, right? If I don't give Yerushalayim first place in the experiences that afford me simcha, that afford me gladness, that afford me happiness. Now here, the final section right here, right here, the final section right here. We have verses 7 to 9, right here. Let's just share this right here, today's daily song. We're going to take a little pause for the chorus, right? A little pause for the chorus right here. And let's share this dubwise right here, today's daily song, by the rivers, by the rivers, by the river.
Psalm 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there, they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her coming. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone, 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 the stone.
מזמור קל"ז. על נהרות בבל שם ישבנו גם בכינו, וזוכרנו את ציון. על ערבים בתוכה תלינו כנורותינו, כי שם שאלונו שובנו, דברי שיר ותוללנו שמחה, שירו לנו משיר ציון. איך נשיר את שיר אדוני על אדמת נכר? אם אשכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני, תדבק לשוני לחיקי, אם לא אזכרכי, אם לא אעלה את ירושלים על ראש שמחתי. זכור אדוני לבני אדום את יום ירושלים, האומרים ערו ערו עד היסוד בת. בת בבל השדודה, אשרי שישלם לך את גמולך שגמלת לנו. אשרי שיוחז וניפץ את עוללייך אל הסלה, 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 הסלה,
Hasal. So right here, the last portion of today's daily psalm is Mordechai Lamed Zain, Psalm 100. Of Lamed 30 and Zain and 7, Mizmor Kof Lamed Zain, by the rivers of Babylon, Psalm, among the ruins of Jerusalem. So we touched on the first section, the exiles singing, silenced, down by the riverside. Verses 4 to 6, their refusal to sing. They refused to sing the Shir Yahweh, the songs of Yahweh, the holy songs of Yahweh for the amusement of the captors and the tormentors. And here, we have verses 7 to 9, the imprecation. Imprecation like a curse, consequence, imprecation, the curses, right, as it were, imprecations upon Edom, upon the Edomites, right, the Edomites and the Babylonians. Check the connection, the Edomites and the Babylonians. So here, pick up the Zayn verse, Hebraically, we have the 7th verse right here. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, or Edom, in the day of Yerushalayim, who said, raise to the foundation thereof, to the foundation of her. Make beer, raise it. Make beer, make it beer to her foundation. Like to say, strip her down, tear her down, strip her down. Zikor Yahuwah, Livnei Edom et Yom Yerushalayim HaOmrim Aru Ada Hayesod Bah Hayesod. Raise it, Aru Ad Hayesod Bah. Raise it to the foundation thereof. Raise it, right? Or make it beer. Strip it, all the way to Hayesod. The Yesod, Yasad, Yesod, even on the tree, the Eitz Chaim on the tree, Yesod, Sod, the foundation. Right here we get the word even Masad, foundation. Right here, Yesod, Hayesod, right? To the foundation, Bah, to the foundation in her, right? To the foundation of her, to the foundation thereof. Make beer, raise, Ara, from Ara. But here's a command to like you all, like they're commanding themselves. Aru, Ada Hayesod Bah. That's what they're saying. The sayers who said to make beer, make it nude, right? Uncover her, leave her destitute, right? To her very foundation, like expose her, right? To expose her, strip her, right? Make her empty, demolish her, right? So it says, remember, key word right here, Zikor, right? Zikor Yahuwah, Zikor, asking, even commanding in a sense that he who be who he be, remember, Zikor, remember, Yahuwah, Livnei Edom, the B'nai, the sons of Edom, the sons of Edom, in the day, et Yom, in the day Yerushalayim, in the day of Jerusalem, Ha-Omrim, the Omrim, who said the sayers. In Hebrew is Omrim is the sayers, right? Omer, to say, sayer, right? To say. Ha is the definite article. So Ha-Omrim is like the sayers, the one who said, the sayers who said, Aru, raise it, right? Or lay beer, Ad, all the way to Hayesod, the foundation, Bah, is like in her, to the foundation in her. So first thing, remember, right? So we have the Zakar, he remembered to remember, but here in a kind of imperative to Yahuwah, Zikor. As Yahuwah says to Ayinai, he says, Zikor et Yom HaShabbat Likadisho, to remember, right, the Sabbath day, to keep it set apart. We say to him, Zikor, remember Yahuwah, Zikor Yahuwah, Livnei Edom, remember the children, the sons of Edom, with a view to their punishment. Remember, right, Zikor Yahuwah, remember who? The B'nai, right, B'nai Edom, the children of Edom, despite the kinship. Because some say, well, the Edomites, their family, they were brothers. You remember, they were brothers. So as one grows up and becomes who they be, right, sometimes that right there, despite that, so what, right? There's really no love there. despite the kinship, right, of the Edomites descended from Esau, they, the Edomites, had proved themselves inveterate enemies, right, like diehard enemies of the Bnei Yisrael, of the Beta Israel. And the prophets, the Nevi'im, they often condemn them. So we see a condemnation of the Edomites. Yahweh told Ainah not to abhor. Right? We were commanded not to abhor, not to treat as disgusting or loathsome the Edomites, because they are Achika, they're Ainah brother. Right? What do they tell themselves? They tell themselves to hate Ainah. Right? And the prophets condemn them. In Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 34, the whole chapter. In Jeremiah, Ermias chapter 49, verse 7. In Amos chapter 1, verse 11. In particular, Obadiah, right? Obadiah, one chapter there, but the 10th verse. Liku Batalawa, the 10th verse of Obadiah, verse 10, denounces in scathing and burning terms and terminology the heartless conduct of the Bnei Edom, of the Edomites, the sons of Edom, when, as it says, thou wast as one of them. Right? In Obadiah chapter 10, it says, thou wast as one of them. What does it mean, one of them, in Obadiah? Well, why did Obadiah say that? Right? When thou wast as one of them, speaking to Ha-Edom, Edomi, the Edomites. They were abetting, the Edomites abetted the Babylonians in the destruction of Judea. They abetted them, right? And then later on they start to work with the Romans. That's where you get Herod up there. You know what I mean? They abetted the Babylonians in the destruction of Judea, in the day of Yerushalayim, in the Yom Yerushalayim, vis-a-vis in the fall and destruction, which is the day of Jerusalem, is the day of its destruction, the day of its fall. And they said, what? Aru, 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 lay it bare, strip it, right? The houses, the inhabitants, lay it bare, right? To the foundation, ad ha-yesod, to the yesod, bah, to her very foundation. Here to the chet, the 8th verse, the chet verse right here. O daughter, now we speak to the daughter of Babylon, not to Babylon, but to her daughter. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, downstroyed, happy, he who rewardeth. You see the part, shall he be, that's not there in the Hebrew, so happy, right? The one who rewardeth thee. Happy is the one, Ashrei, the beatitude. Happy, Ashrei, happy is the one that rewardeth thee, I, as thou hast served us, as you have served I and I. So the way you served I and I, may you get your reward, right? Who are to be wasted, destroyed, to be wasted in the Hebrew. Here, rewardeth. The Hebrew is recompenseth to thee your deed, to give back to you your deed, right, that thou didst to us. Mida keneged mida, measure for measure, recompenseth to thee your deed that the I didst to us, to I and I. Here the Hebrew. Bat Babel, Bat is daughter. Bat Babel, daughter of Babylon. Bat Babel, Hashaduda, she who is to be destroyed. Hashaduda, Bat Babel, Hashaduda, Ashrei, Sheya Shalem Lak. Shei Shalem, the one who does what? Rewards, pays you back. Shei Shalem Lak. See, we can also tell that this is like a later Hebrew, because here it says Shei Ye Shalem. If this was older Hebrew, it would be like Asher, Ashrei, Asher. Yishalem. In the later Hebrew, right, Ashrei, Yeshaya Shalem. She for Asher, right, later on. But this is Ashrei. They're similar but not the same. Ashrei is a happiness. Ashrei, like Ashrei Ha'ish, the first psalm. Not blessed is the man. That's kind of a false translation, but happiness of the man. Ashrei Yeshaya Shalem, the one who Yishalem, the one who pays you, the one who will make peace with you by paying you back, right, rewarding you, right, paying you. Shei Shalem Lak to you, speaking to she, et Gimulek, like you rewarded us, right? Gimulek, right? Gimulek. You know, that reward, she galamit lana, right? Here, we have this right here, shalom, right? Yishalem, she shalem, right? Not in the sense of peace. It is peace. Remember when Yeshua says, think not that, you know, his peace is like he bring peace like the world bring peace, right? It's in the second sense of this, to make good. He's going to shei shalem, right? He's going to make it good. He's going to pay. He's going to shalom it, but shalom in the sense of making it good, like to pay. You know, like with vow, a vow is shalom. A vow is paid in the shalom sense. He's going to requite. In other words, he's going to recompense. He's going to reward, right? It's going to be, it says to be paid, right? He's going to complete it right here, right? You see right here. Now notice the word here is to be safe, shalom, right? In mind, body, estate, like to say soul. Figuratively is to make complete, right? Or be completed. The implication is to be friendly, but by extension, to reciprocate, right? To reciprocate, right? Shei shalem, ashrei, shei shalem, right? Happy is the one that's going to like recompense, right? As thou has what? Gamal, right? He's going to deal with you, Gamal. He's going to deal with the case, right? Gamal, like treat a person. You see what it says, Gamal? It's like to treat a person, whether you treat them well or you treat them ill, right? So it doesn't mean always bad. It's however however it be, right? If they treated you like this and so forth and so on. As thou hast served us, as you have rewarded us, as you have benefited or requited us. Et gemulek, as you, the I speaking to she, she galamit, right? As you have rewarded, lanu, for us, for I and I. What do we have here? The daughter of Babylon, Bat Babel, Hashdudah, who is to be Shaddad, right? She used to be Shaddad. What's Shaddad? Some say, oh, Shaddai. Study the Hebrew. Shaddad, right, is to deal violently with. Shaddad, to despoil, devastate, to ruin. Shaddad, right, to violently destroy. Right, the devastator, the despoiler, right, to be utterly ruined. Right, Hashdudah, right, to assault, to devastate. Go down to Strong's, right? Now, Shaddad can also be burly. There's a relation to the El Shaddai, right, to be burly, right? Or in a sense, in the Hebrew, it can mean to be the Shad. See, Shad in Hebrew is breast. So because Shad is breast, and then Shaddad seems similar to some kind of make too much of the breast part, right? But it's to be powerful, to be breasted, right? Whether a woman's breast, the Shad, right? Or even a man, like to be strong, like ones do their, they get their pecs. So the idea is to be powerful, but the implication as a verb can be to ravage, right? Hashaduda, she who is ravaged. She's going to be ravaged. Babylon's going to be ravaged, right? Bata Babela Hashaduda. She is Hashaduda. She is a Shaduda. Hashaduda, the ravished one, right? The one that art to be destroyed. The participle used is like the prophetic perfect. So when you look at the Hebrew, it's like this has already happened. It's a sense of calling those things that be not as though they were. It's calling those things that be not as though they were. So it's like a past tense sense. So when you read something in the Hebrew, literally it's past tense, but it's like calling those things as already accomplished. All right, because he who be who he be, he who was, he who is, he used to be, he already know what it will be. It will be, because he who be who he be say so. So right there, this verse right here, and you can tell by this verse it puts it in the context. Right? It's not just because, it's Babylon or something like that, but it's because to reward you, to pay you. Right? Notice that word reward again. It's the shalom, ashrei, shei shalem, happiness of the one, ashrei, happiness or happy like is the one, that she, right, yishalem, shei yishalem, that rewards you. That's going to make this peace. Not like the world make peace, does he who be who he be make peace. Here, we have the eighth, right? The eighth. Here, the ninth verse right here to fulfill today's daily psalm. And another ashrei. In the Hebrew, the ashrei is like when Yeshua, Robenu, spoke of the Beatitudes. So when we're reading the Beatitudes, and when we say it's blessed, it is a type of blessing, but it's a blessing of happiness, right? A happiness, right? Not so much a feeling, but a state of being, a state of mind, a state of being. We have it in the Psalm 1, where it says, happiness is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scoffers and mockers, right? The scorners. Because if you avoid them and those, you have that real happiness. Right, that real happiness. So here is that happy again, the Asher, right? Asher, that happiness, a type of blessedness, but it's not the Baruch. People confuse this with the Baruch. So when Yeshua says, blessed are those, the Beatitudes, it's the Ashrei. It's this sense of happiness, the Ashrei, right? That happy, Ashrei, right? From the Asher, right? Asher, right? Ashar, Asher, to walk straight as a verb, to make progress, to lead on, to pronounce Ashrei, happy, to be called blessed in the sense of happiness, to be straight, right, to be level, happiness. The figurative sense, those who go forth, right, and will be honest and prosper, right, that sense of happiness. Happy, right, is the one that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Against the stones. Actually, that right there, the last part I have to say it's a false translation. The word stones right here, we'll get into the verse, is the salah. I know it looks like Selah. No, this is not the Selah. All right? This is Samek Lamed Ain. All right? Samek Lamed Ain. This is not the Selah. All right? Selah. There is Selah. In the song we see Selah is Selah. This is Selah. One ends with a hey and one ends with a ayin. So this is Selah. What is Selah? Selah is a crag, a rock. Selah. Often in the figurative sense of the Hebrew, it's used as the stronghold of Yahweh, right? The rock. Right, we find in David, in the story of David, there's a place, where it has the this particular name there, but it's like a rock, right? So in the metaphorical sense of the Hebrew, against the rock. It's not stones, it's actually rock, right? Let me see what the other translators translate. They say stones here. The NET has it right, who smashes them on a rock, right? They say here, against the rock. This one is even more better. The NHEB, right? Except the blessed part is wrong. The last part of the sentence is correct. Happy is the one that takes and dashes your little ones against the rock. It's actually the rock, right? Ashrei, she yochez, that achaz, that grabs, achaz, yaz, achaz. She yochez. Where nipate et olalayik, illaha salah, Allah salah, illaha salah, against the salah, right? Salah, ha salah, Hasala, the rock, Hasala, against the rock. Right here. Now, it's of interest to note that, the rock, you see what it says the stones, they bring it out here. The KJV says stones, but from the Hebrew, that would be a false translation. It's the rock, the Selah, right? And it's also metaphorical in its sense, not just against stones and stones, but against, against he who be who he be, right? Against he who be who he be, because he who be is that one who is the Salah, right? In the figurative sense, right? The figurative sense of the Hebrew. So once again, the fuller verse right here, Ashrei she yochez v'nipetz et olalayik el ha-salah. Olalayik. Where should we go right here? Let's break it down word by word. We have the Ashrei. Ashrei is the one that achaz, right? That grass to seize. Achaz, that grass that to seize, I take hold of. Ashrei she yochez. Yochez is the grabber, right? So it's like happiness is the grabber, the seizer, right? The one who grabs hold, lays hold. With nipetz from napatz. What is napatz? Napatz means to shatter, to break, to dash in pieces, to shatter, right? To dash into pieces or to scatter, right? So he first grabs hold on it, she yochez, right? The one who is happy. With nipetz, and smashes and dashes. Dashes what? What does he grab? What is the happy one, the Ashrei, grabbing? The olalayik. What is olalayik? Olalayik comes from the Hebrew olel and olal. Olal is like a child, it's like small children suckling, right? The small ones, the ones who the ones who give suck, right? Who are, taking milk, are suckling, right? The suckling, child. Now, is it really children? Now, ones who see it from the fleshy, not understanding the mood or attitude, they will be offended by what they call the barbarity, right? Was often perpetrated against the Bnei Yisrael and called Yisrael, against all of Israel. You remember what the Amalekites did, right? They, instead of attacking from the front of the camp in the wilderness tribe where the men of war were, they went to the back of the camp where the women, where the old people, the young children were. And this is another example of the enemy's barbarity against we, Beta Yisrael, right? The Bnei Yisrael. But whenever we, or even many times our namesakes, are defending themselves, they're like, oh, look at the barbarity. Oh, look at the barbarity. They forget about the barbarity, right? The barbarous or the wicked, the evil, the vicious things that was done and still being done against the Bnei Yisrael, Ainai, the Beta Yisrael. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 12. Hosea chapter 10, verse 14 are examples of barbarous and barbarity done, the wicked acts, the brutal acts perpetrated against Yisrael, against the Beta Yisrael. 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 12, Hosea chapter 10, verse 14. And the Babylonians were guilty. They were guilty of it, very guilty, along with the Edomites, guilty of this. Because we can trace the Edomites right down to even the latter-day Mohammedan Arab enslaving of Africans and Ethiopians and Israelites and Yehudi, Arabs of historical times and Mohammedans as well, right? Facts are facts. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 24, along with Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 16. Perhaps if some of the modern critics, this is a perhaps, ulai, right, had been under the yoke, right, that I peoples have been. You know, when we talk about what has happened to I people in the Americas and the Caribbean, people, other peoples are like, oh, it's too much, or why you forget about that, so forth and so on. But they're telling us about, 1776. They're telling us about the Mayflower, talking about how they suffered all these different times. We talk about something that happened the last 400 years. They'd be like, oh, it's all past, or even the last 200 years, oh, it's all past. Or the last 100 years, oh, it's all past. Or the last 50 years, oh, it's all past. The last what? 25, 10, 5, last year, this year, last month, last week. Ashrei sheyocheza wenipeta eta olalayika ilaha salah hasalah. Perhaps if they had been under the yoke, or when they get under the yoke, right, from which the psalmist and I, right, peoples had been, and many of I people have been delivered, they would have understood a little better how a good man, even a good man, like that song, good man can't keep a good man down, that even a good man of that age, right, even back then, at that time, could rejoice, how a good man and good mandem could rejoice that Babylon was fallen, and its race and its whole seed, its race extirpated, right? Extirpated, right? So be it. I know ones and ones have their feelings about it. They probably got some Edomite or Babylonian seed in them, perhaps. But be that as may, Chabarim, here. Today's daily psalm, Mizmor Kof Lamed Zayin. Kof Lamed Zayin, right here. By the rivers of Babylon. Now we can go into, the metaphysical interpretation. The little ones is talking about their works and different things, but let's just keep it real, Chabarim. Right here. Today's daily
Psalm 137.
Mizmor Kuf Lamed Zayin.
By the rivers of Babylon. There we sat down. Yea, we wept.
על נהרות בבל שם ישבנו גם בכינו.
When we remembered Zion.
בזוכרנו את ציון.
We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing?
איך נשיר את שיר אדוני.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
איך נשיר את שיר אדוני על אדמת
If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone, 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 the stone, the stone, the stone, the stone, the stone, the stone.
Yes. All right, so right here's a couple of outro tikkun here, 137. Yes, check this.
על נהרות בבל שם ישבנו, גם בכינו בזוכנו את ציון, על ערבים בתוך התלינו כינורותינו, כי שם שלונו שובנו, דברי שיר ותול עלינו שמחה. תשכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני, תדבק לשוני לריקי, אם לא אזכרכי, אם לא אעלה את ירושלים על ראש שמחתי. זכור אדוני לבני אדום את יום ירושלים, האומרים ארו ארו עד היסוד בה, בת בבל השדודה, אשרי שישלם לך את גמולך שגמת לנו, אשרי שיוחז וניפץ את עוללייך אל הסלם.
Psalm 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone, 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 the stone.
מזמור קל"ז. על נהרות בבל שם ישבנו גם בכינו, וזוכרנו את ציון. על ערבים בתוכה תלינו כנורותינו, כי שם שאלונו שובנו. דברי שיר ותוללנו שמחה, שירו לנו משיר ציון. איך נשיר את שיר אדוני על אדמת נכר? אם אשכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני. תדבק לשוני לחיקי, אם לא אזכרכי. אם לא אעלה את ירושלים על ראש שמחתי. זכור אדוני לבני אדום את יום ירושלים, האומרים ערו ערו עד היסוד בה. בת בבל השדודה, אשרי שישלם לך את גמולך שגמלת לנו. אשרי שיוחז וניפץ את עוללייך אל הסלע.
Yes. Today's daily psalm right here. Just one more mix right here, and just a couple of historical picks right here as well, right here on the outro right here. Psalm 137, by the rivers of Babylon.
מזמור קל"ז. על נהרות בבל שם ישבנו גם בכינו, בזוכרנו את ציון. על ערבים בתוכה תלינו כנורותינו, כי שם שאלונו שובנו, דברי שיר ותוללנו שמחה, שירו לנו משיר ציון. איך נשיר את שיר אדוני על אדמת נכר? אם אשכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני, תדבק לשוני לחיקי, אם לא אזכרכי, אם לא אעלה את ירושלים על ראש שמחתי. זכור אדוני לבני אדום את יום ירושלים, האומרים ערו ערו עד היסוד בה. בת בבל השדודה, אשרי שישלם לך את גמולך שגמלת לנו, אשרי שיוחז וניפץ את עוללייך אל הסלע.
Psalm 137. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there, they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her coming. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone, 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 the stone.
Yes, brothers and sisters and brothers. Yes, join I now in the in and the irit. There's more. There's double portion here. Torah reading and feeding, 51st and 52nd. Nitzavim-Vayelech. We have one more Shabua before we head into the high holy season, the prepping for Sukkot coming up right here. Reason for the season. By the rivers of Babylon, Psalm right there. Let's get us something a little more up here for the outro. Yes, Shalom, Chaverim, Shalom, Yeshua, Shalom.
the counterfeit black man who betrays his own land through the metal called money. And it is very funny. I philosophy did inspired I and I to trod Mount Zion way. Oh, yeah, yeah. If tomorrow
Laila Tov. Family, Mishpacha Shalano. Boker Tov, have a good morning by Shem Yeshua. Good day, good rest of the Shabua here. Yes, I, Rastafari. Shalom, Chaverim.